Pandora's box is about to open wide.
Welcome once again to Pandora's box, ladies and gentlemen. It's just me and the runaway gypsy bride, Perry Doe Greenleaf, this week.
Yeah.
Bullwinkle and Drew are both on holiday. Drew's coming back from holiday, I think, tonight. And Bullwinkle went on holiday this morning. So we're in that purgatory period where it's just me and, as I said, the runaway gypsy bride, Perry Doe Greenleaf. It's a good thing that you're doing work experience with us, really, because otherwise it would just be me talking to myself.
That's what I was thinking today, actually.
You know?
I was thinking this earlier. I was like, oh, it's a good job I am here.
I mean, I have done that before. I literally have done like Pandora's box episodes before where I'm just talking to myself.
Oh,
but
bless.
Obviously, I prefer not to.
Yeah.
Because it is better when you've got someone to bounce off.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to the show, everyone. Just a quick reminder that obviously we go out first and foremost on AW Radio, on DAB and website every single week on Mondays at 9 p.m. Then on Tuesdays we are released on Spotify and YouTube as a podcast. So you check us out on there. Please go give us a follow, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff on YouTube and Spotify. Helps us out. And also we do have a TikTok and an Instagram. So if you want to give us a follow on there, you can keep up to date with what we're doing. We're always like sharing like funny clips and sometimes interesting clips, and just it's just a good way to basically keep up to date on what we're doing. Mm-hmm. But me and Imogen is your real name. Do you want to go by Imogen or Perry Day today?
Up to you, whichever floats your boat.
Maybe
mix it in between.
Yeah, I'll just mix and match. We were just talking about Sports Day because I've been at my daughter's Sports Day today. She is really happy because I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in the UK there's like pretty much always like colour teams, isn't there? So there's always like green, yellow, blue and red. I was
green.
Were you?
In one, and then I was red in another.
Yeah, I think I was always blue. Maybe I was in yellow for a little bit. I don't know. I think I was in yellow for a little bit, but primarily in blue. But anyway, my daughter's in blue, and the blue team won their Sports Day.
Ah, yes.
So well chuffed for her about that. Yeah, it's always like, as a dad, I think it makes it even more happy than when it's actually like you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I felt so happy for her that like her little team won. They got like a little trophy and everything, so that was really cool. But you were just talking about how you don't like Sports Day, or you didn't like Sports Day. Obviously, you don't have to do it anymore.
No, I hated it. I hated it more in primary school than secondary school, because even though primary one's supposed to be funner, like I thought that secondary one was chill because you didn't actually have to do anything. You signed up for stuff. So my teacher was my PE teacher was my tutor. So obviously it's in tutor group. So I was in Jupiter. So I was blue, and there was so many more sportsy people in my class. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm tall, so I'll do the long jump and I'll do throwing with you. And then I managed to get out all my lessons because I just say that I'd help her with.
Oh, that's
she was obviously, because she was PE teacher, I just told her I'd help her all day. So I would stand out and sunbathe all day. I did face painting as well, so I'd face paint everyone.
I like how you're just like sunbathed all day when you're supposed to be at school.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean though, because obviously of your like ballet background and because you are too, I bet some stuff you would have been like really good at naturally.
Kind of. I think it was more like the long jump. I'm not good at running at all.
No, that's surprising because you're so long.
Yeah, I know.
Like a female Usain Bolt.
It's because I get to the point where I just can't breathe, and then I just can't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't breathe, and then you die.
I can't breathe, yeah.
End of Perry Doe Greenleaf.
That's me. Done.
Right. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think when everyone runs, they get out of breath.
Yeah.
You're not like asthmatic, right?
No, I'm not asthmatic, no, which is, my mum's asthmatic, but I just can't breathe,
lack of breath.
Yeah.
For your mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just thinking of her at all times, even when I'm running.
Oh, mum would be out of breath right now, and Sonya's just hit home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. I do reckon that you would be a good runner if you like. But that's the thing. You always have to like have that spark within you to want to be good at something, don't you?
I did want to. I bought all the running gear and stuff.
Yeah.
By running gear, I mean I went on Shein and I bought like £5 shoes.
I had all the running gear.
£10 total.
Spent £10 of like shoddy like knockoff stuff from Shein.
Yeah. No, like my shoes are so bad. They've got like a seam down the front of them. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, but they're comfy. I went on one run with my mum. Because I went with her because she wanted to start running. So I was like, oh, you know what, I will as well. Because I was self-conscious about the fact that I couldn't run. And I was like, oh, I'll start running. And then I did one run, 30 minutes. I did run for most of it. Did a couple walks in between. And then I got home and I went, you know what, running's not for me. So.
It's funny though, because I would think that you'd be naturally good at it. Because obviously, because of all the ballet you've always done, you obviously have to stay lean for that. Right? Yeah. So you're like, so obviously you're light. Which obviously makes it easier than if you're heavy.
Yeah.
Obviously, like on a very basic thing, you know what I mean? It's like whenever you see long distance runners, they're always like super skinny, aren't they?
Yeah.
And even like the sprinters, don't get me wrong, the sprinters tend to be like quite muscular, but they're still like super lean, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're like shredded. So yeah, you're like super lean, and obviously like I assume you don't smoke.
No, I don't smoke. No.
So you don't like smoke or anything like
No.
that. So it's like, yeah, I wonder why you're not better at running.
No idea.
I think it's psychological.
I think it's also because I'm a bit lazy. I never used to like running. Like we used to do big runs in PE, and we had like a huge field behind our secondary school, and you'd have to run the whole length of it just for the whole hour of PE, and I used to walk it.
Really?
Yeah, I used to have. I used to ask
one of those
if I
kids.
can. Yeah, literally. And I used to walk it, and I used to complain that we'd have to go out because it was always winter.
Wow.
And they had like big speakers, so I'd have my phone connected to the speaker, and I'd just walk around carrying the speaker. That was my excuse to not run. I had a speaker, I couldn't.
That's hilarious.
So
You'd think that like, as
I hated PE the whole of my time in secondary school and primary school.
Well,
Liked it more at the end when I could do just dance. But
yeah. See, the thing, as I said, I think funny about that is just because obviously, because of your ballet, you because you've always been used to doing something physical, you would have thought that you would have just taken to other sports quite naturally. But
I think I'm not a sportsy person. I never have been. Apart from ballet and swimming, I didn't do anything else.
Would you class ballet as a sport or not?
Oh my God, I actually had this conversation with my brother.
Right.
So apparently ballet is not actually a sport.
Right.
But darts is it's supposed to be a sport, but ballet's not.
But obviously the argument to that is you have to be a lot more athletic to do ballet than you have to do
Exactly.
dance. You could be like, let's face it, like a lot of the world's best dart players are like fat middle-aged men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they're not athletes. They're not like, you don't look at them and it's like you wouldn't walk past them in the street and go, man, there's an athlete right there.
Exactly.
But like ballet, as I said, ballet you have to be like really lean, like in shape. You have to be like slim. Like if you like start getting too overweight, then it's just not going to look good, is it? And it's going to be harder on your feet. The moves are going to be harder, and it's just not going to look good as well because it's a performance thing, and everyone's wearing like skin tight leotards and that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's going to look like a bit comical if you're like if you're just like some fat bloke. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Bless. Yeah, like it's kind of like reminds me of in what's it called? The one with Alex the Lion. Madagascar.
Oh, Madagascar.
And the hippo, and she's in the tutu in like the third one where they're in the circus.
I don't think I've seen the third one. I think I've seen the first one. Is that where it's like
he's like
move it in the jungle? Yeah,
King
with
Julian,
the luma, yeah.
And
King Julian. yeah. I've seen that because of my daughter. Yeah. She loves that.
You should watch the third one. It's got like polka dot.
I didn't even know there was more than one.
There's 3, and the second 2 are probably the best.
Well, my missus is going down to Cornwall this weekend, so I'll be solo parenting, so maybe I'll crack out some Madagascar films.
They're on Netflix if you have Netflix.
I do, yeah.
I love them. I watch them all the time.
Yeah, oh man, well, there you go.
Second one's got baby Alex in it, so if she likes baby lions and like little animals, then she'll love it.
She loves lions.
Okay,
her favourite animals are cheetahs, but she loves like all
There's
of the cats.
cheetahs in the third one.
Is there?
Yeah, you're going to have to watch it now.
Definitely going to have to watch it. So, getting back to your conversation with your brother though, so your brother doesn't think, or is it that he doesn't think that ballet's not a sport, or is it officially not a sport?
He didn't think it was a sport, so he searched it up, and it's not a sport, like officially. It's just
like it's kind of like performance.
Like a performing art type thing, like an art. It's like an art form. So apparently,
there's a lot of big crossover there, though, isn't it? Yeah. And as I said, it's interesting because then it ends up like actually quite like a philosophical debate because it's like, well, what makes a sport? And I think one of the things in my mind, I would think at least, like initially, is one of the things like that is a prerequisite to being a sport is like some sort of athletic base or athletic, there's an athletic base to it, which of course ballet has, and as we said, darts doesn't. But then as you get more into it, it becomes far more nuanced because, as I said, obviously, if on paper technically darts is a sport, but ballet isn't, then that makes you think like, I guess it's more complicated than that,
Yeah.
So that is quite interesting. But as we talked about recently, I don't think it was on Pandora's Box. I think we were just chatting the other day. But if you look at like dancers, obviously Strictly Come Dancing is quite a popular program in the UK.
Yeah.
My mum loves it. All the dancers are like so fit.
Oh yeah,
so fit and athletic.
Yeah, I think it's more because sports is a kind of what I got from it. All the ones that were classed as a sport are more the competitive ones, the stuff that you do competitions. There's a winner.
That's a good point.
And stuff like that. Whereas ballet, it's a performance, so it's more of like the drama, which is why a lot of actors do ballet.
Right.
I'm assuming that's what I've gathered from it.
No, that's a very, very good point. And obviously, you were telling us last week that people like Tom Holland and that used to be like ballet dancers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because it's like, you're honing that performance ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't really think of it like that. But yeah, I guess, like darts, as you said, even though it's very unathletic, it's a competition. At the end of the day, it's like who's going to win. Same with like pool, snooker.
Exactly, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure they are as well, I think.
What?
I think they might be a sports as well.
Yeah, but I reckon they are.
Let
for
me
sure.
fact check.
I think for sure pool and snooker would be cast as sports.
Is pool a sport?
I'm like 99% sure it's a sport. Surely it is.
Pool, cricket and running are all a sport. That's the first thing it came up with.
What? So, that's so random. Did it say running?
Pool, cricket and running are sports. And chess.
Chess?
Apparently. They're games that only make sense in competitions and rely on rules of winning or losing, meaning anything.
That's interesting that chess is considered a sport.
I know. That's
chess.
What I was thinking. Apparently so.
I mean, no, I'm sure. I mean, if it says on what you've looked up, then I'm sure it is. But yeah, again, you don't have to be athletic at all.
It's officially recognised as a sport by the International Olympic Committee.
Wow.
Apparently.
So yeah, I guess contrary to my original thought process, the only thing that really you need to have a sport is like the actual competition aspect.
Yeah.
Not actually necessarily any athletic ability.
Apparently so.
Or any athletic, as I said, prerequisite. Although obviously most sports do require some sort of athleticism, it's not actually necessary. Yeah. That's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
No, it is,
because I think of like high level sports, and you think of like units, don't you? Like you think of like super athletes.
Yeah, like anything that you do something like athletic in, I just assumed it was, and it's so embarrassing because I was so sure that ballet was a sport, and I'm like, no, it's a sport. It is a sport, and I was so like sure of myself. Then he searched it up, and my mum searched it up, and they were like, no, it's not, and I was like, oh.
I still have massive respect for ballet dancers though, because as I said, it's like, I think I have respect for anybody that can do something that most people can't do. Yeah. Because it makes it interesting. Yeah. And it makes it unique. You know? It's like anybody can eat a plate of chips. But not anyone can just start doing crazy ballet moves. Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's like super impressive. Yeah. I think that's super impressive. Well, that's cool. Yeah. You have a supernatural tale for us, do you not?
Yeah, well, I have a couple. It kind of depends what one you want. We can see which one's best.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of the above.
I was thinking of The Conjuring the other night, and it was Ed and Lorraine Warren. So some of their stories.
Just so for a little bit of background. So who's the person you just mentioned? Sorry.
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Ed and Lorraine. So who are they?
They are ghost hunters. If you've heard of the Conjuring film series,
yes, I have.
Then they are the ghost hunters that discovered that. They are just like...
So is The Conjuring based on a real story?
Yeah, all of them are based on real stories. All of them.
So in real life, that person that you said that for some reason I can't remember the name of.
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Ed and Lorraine Warren. So in real life, they were the paranormal investigators that discovered the story which went on to become the Conjuring movie.
They did the whole thing. They are literally in the Conjuring movie. Like, they did it all. They have a whole... They were like paranormal investigator kind of things, I'm pretty sure. Wow. Lorraine was a medium. Right. So she could, like, I don't know if she could physically see them, but I think she could, like, sense... See the dead or sense them? She could at least sense them.
Right.
Yeah. They are in the movies. They have all the stories. They wrote down all the stories. They started off doing talks, I think, and then that could be wrong with that, but then they went into the Conjuring, like the first Conjuring house. They started doing like that, and they obviously did exorcisms and stuff like that. Wow. They have like they had a museum which was open to the public, but it's not, with loads of possessed and haunted possessions. Wow. So when they both passed away, it went on to their son. So they passed away. The last one passed away a couple years ago now.
Okay.
And
so they're quite old, were they?
Yeah, they like a married couple. They were like obviously started when they were like mid-adults, and then they did it for most of their life, and then until I think the husband died first, and then she died afterwards, because she got to see the first, or at least the making of the first film. So there's another Conjuring film coming out this year, and they're all based off on the stories. Yeah, and
all of them are based on true stories, are they?
Yep, all of them. So they've got plenty of stories.
That's crazy.
The museum's literally completely full, like with haunted, like
memorabilia.
Yeah. And
artifacts.
Like, it's where Annabelle is. Annabelle was there. She's obviously apparently
Annabelle
escaped
the doll.
now. Yeah, she's escaped apparently. Again.
Serious?
Apparently, yeah.
Is this actually real? Like, so
apparently.
Yeah. Well, so yeah. I mean, obviously, when I say apparently, like I'm saying, like I'm not necessarily saying I actually think Annabelle the doll actually escape. But
Yeah.
according to these people, the people that run the museum, Annabelle the doll, of her own accord, has gone missing.
Well, so basically, the museum got shut, I think it was a couple years back now. And because they're all possessed, you have to keep, especially Annabelle. Annabelle's like the worst one. She's like got some form of like evil inside of her or something like that. And the parents basically said, don't let people inside anymore, because if you even touch it, it could like come
Bad
into you.
juju.
Yeah, you know, like
Bad
it's
juju.
just dangerous. So they basically said like they've shut it off. It's not for people now. It's just for the son to keep and check and make sure they're all there and account for them and don't touch them. And she's the only one that's locked up in a little like lockbox, so she can't escape. Like, and apparently she's not there. But I don't know whether that was just a thing that was going around on TikTok, or whether it's actually true or something like that. But I know it's happened a couple times where she's like escaped and they find her and then they take her back. Yeah.
Where, like, do you know, like, what sort of places do they find her? Do you know?
No idea. But if you heard, like, I think it was in lockdown, everyone was like, oh my God, Annabelle's going out. And like, oh, everything bad's going to happen. Like, lock your houses. Like, Annabelle's out. Like, she's...
Just turns up at your house.
Yeah, if you've seen the Annabelle film...
Movie, yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't look like that. They changed her. She's like a little, like, rag doll almost. Like, you know, like the classic older fashioned, like, dolls, like, where they are, like, all, like, stuffed. And it's not, like, hard. Like, it's one of those with, like, the big, like, round, like, almost button-looking eyes. Oh, okay,
and,
yeah,
like, so it's like a soft stuffed toy with all okay.
Yeah, she's quite big, though. Like, she's quite, like, a
quite
large...
a decent size.
Yeah. So, apparently, she's gone missing, but I don't know how true that is, or she's been found.
It makes you wonder if that's just like a publicity stunt to try and get like attention so that tourists will come or something, isn't it? But
they closed the museum, so tourists can't even go there unless it's some of the houses. People can actually go to that. I know one of them. They're open, so people obviously own it, and they let people go and do like investigations there. Right. Because I've watched a couple, especially I watched someone called Sam, YouTubers called Sam and Colby. They've been there a couple times. They went there the first time. That's actually their first ever video that I watched of theirs, because I was interested in The Conjuring, and I thought it was a really good video. Like, very, very spooky. There's still a lot of ghosts in there, more in the basement, and there was like caught on videos, like the doors like slamming shut when they weren't even in the house. Like, nobody was in the house. It's crazy. But the only thing I will say is their most recent video they did at the Conjuring house, they haven't gone back, because they went there and they were doing some investigations. All of their investigations were fine, except from one that they did with people that worked there. And it turns out that they were scammers, and they basically scammed them. And I'm pretty sure that's happened, because they sent an apology video. And
serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, to the point where like, they were talking about like one of the boys, Sam, his dead grandma, and saying all these things, and he was obviously like breaking down, like, oh my God, she's reaching out to me, because that's what they were saying. And then I'm pretty sure it turned out not to be true.
Turned out to be a hoax.
Yeah, so I felt quite bad for him. But like, if you want to watch like paranormal things, I think Sam and Colby are great YouTubers.
So is that what their YouTube's called, Sam and Colby?
So it's called Sam and Colby.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, they're quite young. They're only around maybe a couple years older than Bullwinkle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like mid-20s, like coming up mid-20s, like 24, something like that.
Yeah, around there. They're in America, but they go all around the world. And they do a thing called Hell Week, so Halloween. They do like a week-long videos every single day or something like that. They now own a paranormal school, like a haunted one, and they're probably the only ones.
So
that
like people
believe.
go there.
They can do.
Well, people like, when you say they own a paranormal school, do you mean it's like a school that people go to learn?
No, so
it's a school
really
that's
old,
supposed to be haunted.
So it's a really, really old school, really, really old like grounds.
Right.
And their last Hell Week was done on there, so they investigated, got some of the stuff. It seemed like one of them got a little bit possessed, but I don't know if that was true or not. It just seemed like he was a bit like, did some weird stuff went on, and then like now it's open to the public to come and view and do like experiments and stuff, or investigations. Sorry,
that's cool.
And that, but yeah, they're great YouTubers, because I know a lot of YouTubers are a bit like, you don't know whether to believe them or not, but they have still got the very like shouty YouTuber relevant, but then.
But at the end of the day, I guess that's just
everything,
marketing, isn't
and
it?
I'm pretty sure it isn't. It doesn't seem like it could be fake.
Right.
Like, it's kind of the stuff they use and how they like do all the different things to show that it should be real, you know? Like, they're even open to it not working, you know? It's more the fact that it's kind of wherever they go, something happens that puts me off more. But then again, they won't show it if it doesn't happen, would they? Like, really? If you're doing like a 2-hour long video, are you really going to show all the stuff that doesn't happen? They show a bit, but if something's not successful, you just don't put it out on YouTube, do you? If you're like, if that's your whole career.
Have you ever heard of YouTubers? They're a bit more like my age. It's called like Ryan. I think it's Ryan Bagara and Shane something. They used to work for a company called BuzzFeed, so it was BuzzFeed Unsolved.
I know what BuzzFeed is.
Yeah, so there's different types of BuzzFeed, isn't there? I think they're one of those like massive YouTube things where there's like BuzzFeed all sorts.
I've heard of BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Yeah, BuzzFeed Unsolved. They used to do that, and then for whatever reason, they went and made their own like YouTube, because BuzzFeed, I guess, it's like its own company, and they made their own YouTube called I think it's called The Watcher. But those were like some of the best ever like YouTube videos on Supernatural I've watched, because it was like similar by the sounds of things to what you're saying about Sam and Colby. It would just be like they just go to the most like haunted places in like America, and then just like spend the night there, and then they just like document
it's crazy, isn't it?
I have to say, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the time, obviously, like next to nothing happened, but some of them there was actually genuinely some intriguing stuff.
Exactly. Me and my mum watched this show on TV that was like, I can't remember what it's called. It's like paranormal something. It used to be actually on TV, but I think it's just like you can watch it back. And I remember the first thing that got me like properly into it in like real life, what I watched with her, was this one where they went to this like war museum somewhere in Britain, and oh my god, like literally bikes were like being pushed everywhere, like fully, like to the point where they were like staying upright and like then falling over. And it's like, how can they do that, you know? Like they're being pushed. These people are going into a building, they're talking about it, they said something wrong and a bike got pushed at them. It's crazy. I can't remember what it's called, but it was terrifying. Great show though.
So is that basically your first supernatural tale, just the whole thing about The Conjuring? Like,
so I've got a couple stories here that I can tell you.
Just before you start your tale, have you ever heard, just because it's the same as Annabelle, have you heard of Robert the Doll?
Yes, that's one of the videos that Sam and Colby do. They work with him quite a lot. Like, work with him quite a lot.
Just like business associate. Hello.
But you're not supposed to look into his eyes. He can give you like cancer. Do you know what happened?
He can give you cancer.
No, literally, he can. Apparently, that's one of the things he's bought. He can make you sick. Literally, they went there. They were making fun of him. Like a month later, Colby got diagnosed with cancer,
and
he fought cancer for a year. He survived it.
That's quite rare as well.
I think it was testicular cancer.
That's quite rare as well. As like a lad as young as that. Like, what was he, like early 20s? At the time,
like literally, like Bullwinkle's age. I'm pretty sure. Literally, like he's just a couple years older. Maybe
you associate. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's outliers, but usually you associate cancer with like people more middle-aged later on in life, don't you? Like, I said, obviously not all the time, but you wouldn't think like some fit young lad.
No, just get that, literally. So I like it. I don't like it. Like, it's if you look into his eyes, he can do that.
Bad juju.
So I just they usually blank out the eyes for the video, but for some reason they did like a 2-hour video the other day, and I wanted to watch it because it's apparently supposed to be really spooky, but they didn't blank the eyes out on any of the dolls supposed to look, so I didn't watch it because I couldn't watch it without looking at it.
I've watched quite a few videos on Robert the Doll, and I'm pretty sure all the ones I've seen, they haven't blanked out the eyes, so I've like on screen I've seen him in the eyes.
Apparently it can still do bad stuff through the screen. That's why I'm scared of it, because they're like, they put on it like a warning, like we're not going to blank the eyes out from this point on in the video. So if like look at your own risk, stuff can still happen to you through the screen.
It makes you wonder in hindsight, like, I wonder if anything bad happened the week I watched that, but I just didn't think of anything at the time.
That's why I'm so like, don't watch it. And if I I think I accidentally looked into his eyes at work, or kind of like flicked and saw it, and I like was like, I'm so sorry. Then you were I'm so sorry. And you like I turned the video off.
Went to the kitchen and like your favourite packet of crisps run out.
No, I was
like something real comical like that.
I was watching it with my parents, and I was like, don't look at the screen. I don't want you to get hurt.
Went to get like a bowl of cereal, and like you had like there was like just a couple left in the packet.
Like,
I knew there was another bowl left.
Probably, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised.
I love the idea that it's like nothing actually serious. It's just like really petty like that.
Yeah,
making like your favourite chocolate bar disappear.
It can be anything as stupid as that. To something serious like an illness.
Get
or
like a really bad hole
accident.
in like your favourite pair of pants.
Yeah, that'd be annoying. That'd be really
just
annoying.
imagine that. What? These were safe in the drawer. Mate, all my socks have holes in.
But it can cause accidents and stuff like that. Some people have accidents on the way home from going. Like, it could just be a coincidence, but it's more spooky the fact that it's happened after then, you know? It's like supposedly supposed to happen.
One of the things, before you actually start your tales, one of the things I find most fascinating about the idea of the supernatural is the psychological aspect. And what I mean by that is is it's like obviously psychology plays a massive factor in pretty much everything we do as human beings.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, we're talking about this right now. We're talking about like Robert the doll, and apparently if, you know, you look into his eyes, something bad will happen. Like, so remove that a second, right? We know obviously just part of life, good and bad things happen on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just part of life. You know, sometimes you have good days and it seems like everything's going right. Sometimes you have bad days, it seems like everything's going wrong. And other times it's sort of somewhere in the middle. And there's a broad spectrum, isn't there?
Yeah.
From like a quote unquote perfect day, not that anything like such thing exists.
Yeah.
To like a quote unquote like, you know, could not be worse. You know, this day could not be going any worse. But it's interesting the psychology of that, isn't it? So like that is just a fact of life. But the moment you hear of something supernatural, like something supernatural related to that, like, oh, this could be because, say, I looked at, you know, because I'd seen Annabelle the doll or Robert the doll or anything like that, then immediately there's that whole psychological element that makes you then feel a bit like paranoid and a bit freaked out, like, are these bad things happening because of this supernatural element? Yeah. Which you can see. Is
it manifested?
Yeah, like you can see why a lot of people do believe in the supernatural when it comes to that, because you're giving yourself almost like a reason why these bad things are happening. Yeah. But obviously a lot of bad things in life unfortunately do just happen. You know, we don't live in like some weird utopia like some like, you know, like what heaven is described like, where everything's just like amazing. Like, you know, don't get me wrong, I mean life's pretty good on the whole, isn't it, if you like live in this country, you know. But at the same time, as I said, bad things happen every day. You know, so it's like I don't know, I find that psychological aspect of it really intriguing. And like, for example, like even like with myself, so I would consider myself like an open-minded skeptic. So what I mean by that is it's like I would never say that I definitely don't think anything is real or like true, because I feel like that's a bit too much of an arrogant statement. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like I'm just a 35-year-old guy, you know, with, you know, my own personal life experiences and my own personal knowledge. Now, obviously, I can come to a lot of conclusions with that knowledge and that life experience, and I can come up with a lot of theories and things like that. But I think I cross a line. I think it would be crossing a line to say I know for a fact that, say, like nothing that we consider in the sort of category of like supernatural or paranormal doesn't exist, you know, because it's like I'm not God, I don't know that. Do you know what I mean? And I think some people sometimes, when they are almost like too arrogant with that, like, oh, it's definitely not true or something, it's like, how do you know? Do you know what I mean? It's like something, you know, these things might not be proven by science yet, but there's lots of things in the past that haven't been proven by science that have turned out to be true in one way or another eventually. So I find that really, really fascinating. And even like with myself, so, you know, I went through like quite like a dark period of my life in, say, like my like early 20s, and like, you know, sometimes I even wonder, was there some sort of like supernatural element to that? Or was it just I got in like a dark place in my own head? Do you know what I mean?
Like you manifested it to happen.
A
lot of paranormal stuff actually do come from like manifestation, so like that's the whole point in it. So sometimes you can think that an object or a place is haunted or possessed or something like that, there's ghosts in it, but really it's just a manifested.
So like because you believe it becomes true? So it's like so many people have came here and done it, or something bad has happened there. Like, it's like lingering bad energy. So like it could be like some sort of like divorce or something, like something bad that's happened there. A lot of pain in a place can manifest into something like bad energy. It literally is just energy. That reminds me a little bit of I don't know how much you're into sort of you know, like this aspect of history, but that's what a lot of people think about, you know, like pagan deities. So obviously like back in like, you know, in say like Greek paganism, they believed in like Zeus, Hera, like Apollo, you know, they had all that pantheon. All the gods, in the Druidic pagan pantheon, which would have been like the pantheon of the British Isles, was all like Morrigan and Lu and you know, Herne the Hunter, you know, or Canonos, as he was also, and there was like the whole Druidic pantheon. And then obviously in the Scandinavian pantheon was like Odin and Thor and Freya and all that lot. But I've heard people say before that sort of like, I guess, take these things a bit more literally, that like they used to have a lot of power just because of how much people believed in it or believed in them. And then it's like obviously as Christianity took hold more and other religions, what you would consider like the new religions, what I mean by that is like Judaism, Islam and Christianity, they basically like swept the globe. Don't get me wrong, obviously there are other religions as well, like Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhs, but in the West at least, you know, those were sort of like the main religions, and especially Christianity historically, and it almost like the idea that like those deities lost power because people just stopped believing in them. That's quite I think that in itself, again, that's another fascinating concept. The idea that all it takes for something to lose power is for you to stop believing in it. Literally, it's like with Santa, isn't it? That's like a lot of films of Santa. But like in a lot of things, if you ever find yourself in a position where you think you're like talking with something evil, like say you think you actually have found a ghost and you think it's evil, just say like you're not powerful. Like tell it that it's not powerful. It's not scaring you. It's not going to scare you, and it has no power over you, and it won't, because that's the whole. Unless it's like, unless you're saying, you have to believe it when you say it though. If you're saying it and you can, and you're like putting it out. Your teeth are like chittering because you're like so terrified. You've got no power over me, but you're actually scared. Like it can sense it, you know, and then it can hurt you. So just. You've got no power over me, and I'm not scared of you. So, do you like fully believe in the paranormal, Supatra? I wouldn't say I fully believe in it. I'm open to believing in it more than I used to be. Right. But I wouldn't say I'm like, no, it doesn't exist. But I wouldn't say I'm like, yeah, it's everywhere. You whenever you wouldn't look. You wouldn't like die on the hill of oh no, in it. No, I'm like sat on the fence, but I'm a bit like me, more basically. On the fence, like one side than other. But I think that's just because I'm quite like open to it. I'm like, you know, if we can exist, why can't something else exist? I guess the easiest way for me to explain it for myself, as I said, it's like I wouldn't ever be arrogant enough to say 100% I don't believe, you know, that like something doesn't exist. But at the same time, I would like some sort of experience myself that I cannot prove. To like then concretely say I do now believe in whatever, you know, like and until I have that experience, I wouldn't be like, oh, I actually do fully believe in this, whatever that might be. And I think like one thing that I wouldn't say frustrates me because frustrates is too big of a word. But one thing I do find a bit silly sometimes when you see the people that are like almost like overly willing to believe is like they won't even say like something like a bit freaky happens to them. They won't even like look at what like the logical explanations for it, like the scientific reason. They'll jump straight to like, oh, it must be supernatural, it must be paranormal, it must have been a ghost, or it must have been definitely not like some cryptid. Whereas I think, okay, like no, first go through the spectrum of like all the things it could have been, and then like, you know, like eliminate them, and then if you're only left with an option which is potentially not provable by science, then obviously that leaves you like going like, that might be something to that. But obviously, if say like you're in a really, really old house, and like I don't know, like the boiler's making a weird noise because the boiler's like 20 years old or 30 years old, or some floorboards creak, I will naturally be more likely to believe that that's just because you're in an old house. And like floorboards do creak. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, it's like, you know, like the way that wood is, because the nature of wood, you know, say like all winter it'll like constrict and it will like get a bit smaller, and then in summertime when everything gets hot, like, you know, it expands and it gets a bit bigger, and that's why like in summertime sometimes like certain doors will be like a bit more like jam, you know, they'd like jam a little bit, or they slam a bit when you like when the wind's blowing because it's looser, so you can hear it like exactly. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's always, you know, things like wood especially, they're always like expanding and contracting and stuff like that, so I think they will make funny noises sometimes, especially like in an older house. So like I'm more likely to believe that. I won't just be like, oh well, there must be a ghost on the landing. No, you know, like oh, here you are again, hello. Yeah, you know, or oh, there's a werewolf. There's a werewolf in my house, you know. I'm more skeptical on like the werewolves and stuff like that. It's more, it's literally just like ghosts. I think is the only thing I would believe in. Really? Maybe like zombies, but only in like the zombies. No, but only in like the part of like in like 28 years later where it's a virus. You know? Yeah, I guess that's. I don't think actual like brain zombie is like real. Like I wouldn't believe in that, but like not a virus making you seem zombie like. Yeah,
more
yeah,
believable.
because I think that's one of the things I like actually about like the 28 days and 28 weeks and 28 now years like franchises. That it's like, in a way, it does seem a bit more believable because it is essentially just like a virus.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like similar to rabies.
That's
but
why I like it.
more
Yeah.
like aggressive and like more contagious.
Yeah.
You know? Which I think makes it more, because I mean you probably haven't heard of this because you're probably too young, but like there's like some really famous zombie movies from like the I think 80s. It might have even started in the 70s, and they're called by this guy called George A. Romero, like Dawn of the Dead and all these things.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah.
That's more like supernatural.
Yeah, see, those are the ones I don't like. Like, I've watched ones like that, and it's like they're like really slow, like what, like brains, and I'm like, oh, that's just not believable.
I tell you what is quite like highly charged, which is, I remember like quite freaked me out when I was a kid. Is like The Evil Dead 1 and 2.
I don't think I watched that.
Yeah, because it's very almost like the zombies and that are like very demonic.
Oh, okay.
So it's all very supernatural, but it's just, you know, when something is just like, it's quite a lot to handle, almost like for a young person's brain.
Yeah.
And like my uncle's 10 years younger than my mum, and he used to show me like a lot of horror movies when I was a kid. And in hindsight, I reckon he was probably enjoying the fact a little bit that he thought he would like sketch you out. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, like typical uncle, like he was a great uncle and he'd always do so much fun stuff with us, but I reckon it was almost like a bit of a mini prank. Like,
yeah, it's like funny.
My two nephews are gonna poop their pants after they've watched this.
It's funny because they'll get over it eventually. Like, they'll get over it, but it's funny at the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's just like, my Uncle Dom's always been like a very like pranky guy. Yeah. And I could just so like knowing him, I reckon, I mean, you've got two older brothers, I can imagine them doing something like that to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna show Imogen this like really sketchy movie and she's just gonna freak the hell out. But they think that would be hilarious, you know? But like Evil Dead was like one of them. Like I watched Evil Dead 1 and 2 when I was a little kid, and even just like, you know how like some sounds are just quite demented, like some of the sounds in the movie and that are just like quite disturbing. It's like here, and the way that the zombies are, because it's all like very like demonic and everything. It's just, it's like a lot of blood and it's just very demonic and like a lot of weird noises, and it is just quite a lot. And then randomly though, the Evil Dead 3 is almost like a bit of a comedy.
Oh,
it's great though. I love it. It's almost like, I mean, mild spoiler alert. So it's almost like at the end of the second one, the main character, Ash, accidentally goes back in time.
Okay.
Because there's this thing called like I think it's called the Book of the Dead. Oh no, it's the Necronomicon. It's called the Necronomicon.
Okay.
And it's like this book, and it's basically where all the evil originates from. And he accidentally goes back in time to like the medieval times.
Oh, okay.
Or like the Dark Ages or whatever. And then he has to like fight like the army of darkness. And then he goes back in time with like a shotgun and a chainsaw, and he's like has to fight with all these knights against like the evil ones.
Oh, okay.
But it's like that one randomly is almost like, it's like a horror comedy. So it is like, do you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't want to show like a little kid it.
No,
like if you showed like a 5 or 6 year old, they would poop their pants.
Yeah.
But like if you showed it to like a 15-year-old, they'd probably think it was pretty funny. Yeah, you know, it's still dark in places. Yeah. But I think they'd see the comedy in it. You know.
Yeah, I get you.
Like Ash, the main character is like has like some really funny one-liners, and he's just quite comical in that. You know.
Okay.
But I don't even know why I got onto that. But
no. We're talking about, I think it's because you said werewolves, and I said that I don't believe in any of those bits.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, I don't really believe in because all of those things like werewolves and everything, they're all classified as cryptids.
Okay.
So, or like cryptozoology. So cryptozoology is like the study of creatures that may or may not exist.
So like vampires, mermaids.
Yeah, like werewolves, even like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. Oh, okay. And obviously there's quite a lot. If you
unicorns.
If you go, well, I guess so. No, you're probably right.
I love unicorns.
But like if you went down like the rabbit hole of cryptozoology, there's like a lot of creatures. So there'd be like wendigos, skinwalkers.
Oh, I've heard about skinwalkers. They're terrifying.
They are pretty sketchy, aren't they? Like the lore of them anyway. Or like, you know, even like dog.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, like dogmen. There's like frogmen. Oh. There's dogmen. I'm trying to remember.
Frogman versus Dogman.
Yeah, Frogman versus Dogman. Who would win? But yeah, there's like, I mean, and the thing is as well, all of these like supposed cryptids, there are like a lot of stories you can find where like people say they've had run-ins.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Now a lot of people, it might just be like attention seeking, jumping on the bandwagon, just trying to freak other people out.
Like
mimics.
Like mimics. Like I see a lot of videos on like TikTok, and it's like a dog that's like just staring, like looking like human almost, just staring. It's like, oh, and then everyone in the comments like, oh my god, it's a skinwalker, it's a skinwalker, it's a skinwalker, run.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
people
not
like
your dog, and I'm like, what?
A lot of people say that like there's like, you know, people that believe in skinwalkers or whatever, they say that there's like certain telltale signs that you can tell a skinwalker's near. And a lot of it, apparently, like, you know, if you're like walking in the woods, for example, apparently like the woods will go suddenly like eerily quiet. So obviously when you're in the woods normally, even though it's like very relaxing and quiet, it's not silent because there's always birds tweeting.
Yeah.
You know, there's just a lot of animals in the wild, aren't there? So even like insects moving, buzzing, you know, birds tweeting, birds flying, you know, depending on where you are in the world as well, there's going to be other animals as well, whether it's like, you know, you might hear like a fox running around somewhere in the distance, or a badger, or I don't know,
a bear.
Or a bear. Yeah, if you're in like North America or places in Europe, it could be a bear. Or in, you know, even in like England, you know, I mean, it could be like deer, or
bunnies.
Could be bunnies, could be deer, it could be all sorts of things, basically. But they'll say suddenly it'll go like completely quiet, almost as if the whole entire forest is like hiding.
Oh, okay.
Go quiet. So that's one thing, like eerily quiet. Sometimes they even say that they will hear like human calls, like hear human cries in the forest. And sometimes even like babies or like little children, almost like they're trying to lure you towards them, like, help me.
That happens with a lot of paranormal things, like like things. What are they called again?
What, skinwalkers? Or?
No, like the whole like that genre
cryptozoology.
of cryptozoology. Those type of things. A lot of them, I feel like, have that. So it's like something.
Like they're trying to lure you.
Yeah, even with like paranormal things, it's like a lot of like demons are supposed to lure you by being children, like appearing as children, or sounding like children. I guess it's because always like the crying and the laughter. There's something
horrible about that, isn't there?
Yeah, like children crying. It's like, oh.
And I think it's like, it's partly, I think it's because, you know, if you're trying to lure a human, like, we're all sort of designed to help children, aren't we?
Exactly.
Like it's hard as like an adult to like hear a child in distress and not want to go towards it and help them. And I think especially if you were in the middle of the forest, you'd heard one, you'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah, you'd be like, oh my god.
Like, are they lost
Baby
or something?
Alone, yeah.
But then like some people say they just get this like weird sense of dread, and then mixed with like the fact that like the whole entire rest of the woods have gone silent, like they sense this like evil, and sometimes, as you said, like they'll see like animals but they don't look quite right. Yeah. Like they kind of look like a deer or a wolf.
It's in the eyes, you can see
right.
it.
Yeah.
It's like they look too human, like in the eyes. Yes. They're not like acting how they usually act. They're not running away from you. They're not like stopping and like and then running off. It's not just carrying on with how it's usually acting. It's like
because I'm pretty.
It's acting in like a I'm following you. I'm seeing you type of way.
Like it's not quite right. And I think I'm right in saying that like skinwalkers are supposed to be like shapeshifters. Yeah. And I think their origins are from like Native American, like in like Indian tribes. Yeah. And I think it's supposed to be essentially almost like evil like sorcerers, essentially, like people that did like black magic in like Native American tribes or Indian tribes, however you want to call it. And it's always like they become very evil and end up like killing other people, and then they become like outcast from their whatever like tribe they were in, and then like end up like living alone in like the forest, just getting more and more evil
to think about, honestly.
And like Wendigos, it's almost like a little bit similar but not quite as complicated and not as magical. So I think to become a Wendigo, you have to be a cannibal, essentially. Like,
what's a Wendigo?
A Wendigo is like almost a little bit like a werewolf and a little bit like a skinwalker, but not as like, I don't think they can like shapeshift like a skinwalker. But
so it's like a hairy
like scary humanoid. Usually with like sharp claws, and I don't think it's always depicted as like, sometimes it's even depicted I think as like a little bit wolf-like, and other times it's just like, you know, it's similar to a werewolf in the fact that like they can move very fast, they got sharp claws, and they want to eat you, sort of thing. Okay. But I think to become a Wendigo, you have to like become a cannibal, essentially, like eat human flesh. Like if you ate human flesh, or like I can't remember if it's just a bit, or like if
is Jeffrey Dahmer one? Do you reckon?
Maybe. Well, he was before that guy killed him.
Yeah. I suppose it's like they still have to be living, unless it's their like souls coming back.
That would be like a good movie, wouldn't it? If it was like a movie about Jeffrey Dahmer, which would be interesting anyway. But then plot twist, it's like he's a Wendigo. Yeah, that'd be well good
because he's like damned himself to earth with being evil.
That would be actually really good.
And his spirit's bound here.
And like actually, when he killed people, he was like in his Wendigo form. Yeah, that would actually be really good.
Imagine.
I'd watch that.
Yeah,
I'd watch.
Come on, make the movie out there. Go on.
That would be better than like a lot of horror movies, I reckon.
Yeah, it'd be terrifying.
It would be really good.
Make it really like spooky, eerie, dark lights everywhere.
Yeah,
chilling. Oh,
him like attacking people in the middle of the woods and stuff. Like that'd be really good. But
he's still out there.
Yeah, so like all of those things are like cryptids anyway.
Yeah.
But let's get on to your supernatural tales.
Supernatural tales. Okay. So I have. Do we want 15 ghoulishly fun ghost and paranormal facts, or do we want investigations by Ed and Lorraine Warren stories?
Start with the facts.
Facts?
I like a fact. We love a fact. Quick fire facts. We love a fact on Pandora's box.
Okay, let's see if we can get some ghost facts.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so let's see if I can find some interesting ones at least.
That's my drum roll.
Oh, I thought you were in a massage chair.
Yeah, I'm just like, you just look at me, I'm just like shaking. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to have a little massage before these facts start.
Okay, apparently poltergeists are noisy ghosts. So they are.
Fact 1, poltergeists are noisy. Fact 2, ghosts are a bit more quiet.
Yeah. Okay, maybe these facts aren't as cool as I thought they were going to be.
Okay.
Ghosts appear in all cultures.
Yeah.
Some of the earliest ghost stories are thousands of years old.
That's pretty cool.
Like dating back to the Romans and before.
That's pretty good.
Even to Egypt.
That's pretty cool.
So.
Down with that.
Yeah. There are different types of ghosts. So poltergeists can't be seen, but they throw things around. Some ghosts are just smells or sounds.
Some ghosts are just smelly.
Yeah. So they
can't see them. It's like
smelling of like a rotten flesh, like dead body, like someone's been fermenting there, like disgusting smell.
Fermented
human.
Literally.
Like that's how a lot of them are said to smell, especially the evil ones.
Smelly Barry.
Like sometimes there's sound like music playing somewhere far away. There are even ghosts of animals. So like a monkey at this I think it's called Carew Castle.
Okay.
Might be wrong. I'm a bit dyslexic.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. A ghost who is said to haunt this Welsh castle on a dark, stormy night. So it's a monkey that haunts.
That's very
castle.
random that it's in Wales.
Yeah.
Just a little ghost monkey in Wales.
Most haunted like castles are in England because obviously England and the UK, because obviously we
have a lot of castles.
Yeah, a lot of history and a lot of castles.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of castles in all of Europe. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Especially like England.
The UK does have a big history of like ghosts and ghouls and stuff.
Yeah, and like we preserve them a lot as well. So like sometimes in other countries they've been like demolished eventually. So ours are all quite intact.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of castles in the UK were destroyed during the English Civil War, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, there are still a lot of castles that you can go to and frequent.
Yep. So yeah, one of the facts is literally that the UK is very haunted. Like majority of London buildings, like older ones, are haunted, and there's a lot of churches and cathedrals that are haunted. So there's a phantom bear, which is home. The Tower of London. There's
a polar bear.
Yeah, so it says some of the spookiest places in the UK include the Tower of London, which has been home to many different ghosts over the years, including a phantom bear. And Edinburgh in Scotland, a city with a gory history, has produced plenty of gruesome ghost stories.
I went on a ghost walk in Edinburgh once.
Did you?
Pretty cool.
I really want to go on a ghost walk, but I haven't got around to it.
I went on a ghost tour in Edinburgh, and we went into the Edinburgh Underground. I think they're called the Edinburgh Vaults, and it is quite sketchy down there because it's something like 10 feet. You're like 10 feet below, like the basically the streets of Edinburgh, and because it's like 10 foot of like solid concrete. Yeah. When you're down there, you cannot hear a thing. And not just you can't hear a thing. So what I mean by that is like. You couldn't hear it if like a car was like driving above your head. God. Because it's like 10 foot of thick concrete and it's just completely nullifies any sound. But what makes it creepy is obviously say you accidentally got locked down there, which apparently people have in the past. Yeah. Even if you like screamed at the top of your lungs, people that are just like walking on the surface just would never hear you. That's terrifying. And obviously you'd just be in pitch black. Like if you didn't have a light source, it would be like pitch black because there's no windows down there or anything. They're just like essentially almost like rooms and corridors under the city.
Like and, tunnels, almost like the
kind of like tunnels.
Is it like the catacombs?
A bit like the catacombs of Paris. Yeah. But like they're quite big rooms. And back in the day, I learnt on the ghost walk was it was almost like the criminal underground was all in the Edinburgh Vaults. Oh, okay. So down there would have been like a lot of like shady characters. So some of them would have literally been like. It was like thieves, murderers, prostitutes, like basically all like the biggest low lives in societies. Like if you wanted to get drugs and stuff, you'd go down there. And apparently the guy that like ruled the vaults was this like particularly nasty man, and he was known as Mr. Boots.
Oh, okay.
And
like the monkey from Dora.
What's that?
Boots. Dora the Explorer. The monkey's called Boots.
My daughter actually quite likes Dora the Explorer, but I haven't watched it in a while, and I did not know that there was a monkey called Boots in it.
Did you not? No. He's literally the sidekick of like. He's got little red boots. He's Boots. Yeah. He's a blue monkey.
I think I can picture him now.
Blue with a yellow belly, like light yellow.
It's not one of the programs that I pay too much attention to if she's watching it.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are some that I'm like more keen on than others.
I
don't get me wrong.
She spoke Spanish.
I think Dora Explorer is good. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's like, there's like some like like Peppa Pig. Like I don't like Peppa Pig.
Oh, I loved Peppa Pig.
You love Peppa Pig?
I watched Peppa Pig up until I was like 16. So like last year. It's completely watched on my Netflix and everything else. That is so funny. Yeah, see, I can never like Peppa Pig, but I think Dora the Explorer is cool. I like stuff that's a bit more like you can still learn some pretty cool stuff from it. I don't like the modern Dora the Explorer. I like the Dora the Explorer film they released, like a live action one.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
I think it's on Disney. Not Disney, Netflix.
You're giving me all the cool.
You're gonna have to give your daughter a watch. Your weekend's gonna be full.
I'm gonna have to give me like a list of things that I should watch with my daughter.
Yeah, I think it's because I had a child account on Netflix willingly until I was about 15. So I know all of the
So you just
programs.
rinse all the kids programs.
Literally, I love kiddie programs because they're easy to watch, don't take long to understand, and because I've got like some learning difficulties, it's just easy for me. I don't have to like think. Oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, I don't understand what they're saying. It's just because it's made for kids. So I'm like, oh, I understand it. I feel like quite smart when I watch them.
Sure.
I knew that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Dora the Explorer, I remember that. Yeah. So I don't think this Mr. Boots that I found out about anyway was any relation of Dora's little monkey. Because that would make it a lot less sinister, wouldn't it? If the Mr. Boots in the Edinburgh Vaults was like just this Dora's little monkey mate. Dora the Explorer's little monkey mate was like the ruler of the criminal underground in Edinburgh like 200 years ago. That would be sick. It would be like really funny. That would be like another funny little program, wouldn't it? Yeah,
I think people do like little animated things where they like make Boots the monkey and like Dora like weird chavs or roadmen or stuff like that. I see it on TikTok. They animate it a lot. It's hilarious. Funny. Like they do like I think it's called like either Australian or Scottish Peppa Pig, and they make them
That's pretty funny.
An adult version of Peppa Pig basically, and it's just funny.
I remember like hearing as an adult you have to be really careful like what your kids watching on YouTube, because like sometimes it just goes from like a video and it will just like naturally go into another video on YouTube. It's like you have to be really careful because sometimes something looks like it's going to be a kids program, but there's just like loads of like killing and swearing in it.
Yeah, that's how I found Exploding Elmo when I was little. I was just by little I mean I was like 8 and I was just watching Elmo for the fun of it because there was like
the Muppet.
Like I was watching, I think it was is it Sesame Street? Because I was watching it because One Direction were in it, and I like One Direction, so I was watching that one, and then suddenly the next video it's Elmo exploding, but it's not like real Elmo. It's like a teddy of Elmo, and he's got a firecracker on him, and he just explodes.
That's not very
and then
nice,
it makes into it, and then the end of it is just an edit, so it's just like it's like flashing about.
Poor Elmo.
It was kind of funny though.
Yeah,
I suppose because I was old enough, it wasn't scary or anything, but.
When I was
strange.
When I was a teenager, something that was almost like a bit like that. There was this TV program called Happy Tree Friends.
Oh, okay.
You should watch it up because you should look it up. Sorry,
watch it up.
You should watch it up.
Yeah.
You should look it up because it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But it's almost like from the beginning, you'd think it was this like proper innocent little child's program.
Okay.
It's like all like little like bunny rabbits
and
stuff. And as I said, it's called Happy Tree Friends. It's like really funny little animation of like these little bunnies and stuff.
Yeah.
But then basically they all just like savagely kill each other and stuff.
Oh.
But it's like, man, it was pretty funny when I was a teenager. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think it was pretty funny, but it was almost like a bit of a similar thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you could easily get that for your kid and think, oh, this is just going to be a nice little kids program.
Yeah.
And then little do you know, you're like showing this like really demented thing to your kid.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Shout out to anybody out there listening that knows what Happy Tree Friends is, because I think it was my mate Jake that showed me Happy Tree Friends back in the day. And to any of my friends that are listening to this and also know Jake, they will so not be surprised, because Jake was just one of my mates that was just like, he was just quite hilarious. Do you know what I mean? But like he was almost like that sort of like mate you have that is gonna, if you know, is gonna,
if anyone is,
if someone's gonna show you like a weird program about a bunch of weird little like bunny rabbits that are like savagely killing each other, it would have been Jake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and shout out Jake as well, because Jake's a legend. But look up Happy Tree Friends if you want to watch some bunnies killing each other.
Oh God.
Obviously,
like realistic looking or like not?
Well, it's like a cartoon.
Because if it looks realistic, then I don't think I'd be able to watch it.
No, it doesn't look realistic, but it's like because it's like a cartoon.
Okay.
But like the violence is really over the toply graphic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like really over the top graphic violence, but it's just like a cartoon. So
Okay.
I think you could handle it, Imogen.
Okay, yeah. I'll give it a watch.
I probably saw it for the first time when I was probably like 13.
Oh, yeah. So I can
So
probably at the big age of 17,
yeah.
I can probably do it.
You can probably do that. Yeah, you can probably handle it. I'd like to think.
If not, then I'll wait like 3 months till I turn 18. Then I'll be an adult.
Yeah.
No longer get scared.
Yeah, I mean, if you can buy booze, you can watch Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah.
That should be a rule.
Yeah, motto.
That's a Pandora's box rule. That's our motto. Right, we got. Mr. Boots. Yeah, so apparently Mr. Boots was this guy in Edinburgh Vaults who like ruled the underground, and it's supposedly the Edinburgh Vaults are haunted by Mr. Boots to this day. And a lot of people have even like reported that when they're going on these like ghost walks and ghost tours under Edinburgh, under the city, that they've been like hit, like kicked, punched, and like scratched by him and stuff like that. Good. And some people have even apparently not realised like anything's happened to them at the time, and then they've woken up the next day and there's been like weird scratch marks all over their body and stuff like that. And apparently he also really doesn't like pregnant women for some reason. So if you're like a pregnant woman, you're like advised if you go down there, like just to be careful. Apparently it's haunted to this day by this like evil man called Mr. Boots, who was like the head of the criminal underground. And considering if he was like the leader of the whole thing and it was full of like murderers and thieves and stuff, and like what's the word I'm looking for?
Drug lords?
Yeah, like drug lords and prostitutes and stuff. Then he must have been a pretty nasty piece of work, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, supposedly it's haunted by him. And they did actually say, like, we were in this one room and it was like, a lot of the people that have been like hurt, like physically hurt by him, have been like stood in that corner of the room when it's happened. So I went and stood in the corner to see if anything would happen to me.
Did anything happen?
Nah, I didn't.
Maybe he's too scared of you.
I did. I think it was like, Claire, you've done a show with Claire.
Yeah, that's where I kind of, since then I've been more like, oh, maybe it is, because I had my little ghost story and she said that it seems like it could be quite well be real. Like I actually did see the person I thought I did. So you have to check that out if you want to hear the story though. Yeah, for people that don't know, like Claire actually has been on Pandora's Box several times, but Claire Stone, she also has a radio show. She actually has 2 different radio shows on AW Radio. So if you want to go check them out and learn more about the paranormal, she has Tarot Tuesdays, which goes out, I believe, 8 a.m. Tuesday mornings, and also the Mystic Hour, which I believe goes out Thursdays at 8 a.m. But yeah, obviously, really delving deep into like paranormal, supernatural. She's sort of like our resident paranormal expert because, she's like a clairvoyant and psychic medium for a living. Like she makes a living from it. And whether you believe in it or not, which I'm on the fence of. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like a believer one way or another, but I do know that Claire is like a very decent, honest human being. And not only that, like just take it for whatever it's worth. She has I think she's got like absolutely nothing but 5-star ratings. Yeah. So like 5 out of 5, like across the board. Yeah. Which I find quite intriguing. Well, I mean, I kind of can see why, because of like just from speaking to her, just from that like one recording, like I was on Tarot Tuesday and Mystic Monday. Mystic Hour, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, don't know why I call it Mystic Monday.
I mean, it's just probably because it's like Tarot Tuesday. Yeah, so I just went with it. Monday. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can see how that happened. Yeah, I can see how that happened.
But I was on both of them, and I just listened to like the stories that Bullwinkle was saying, and then even my own personal one. It's like, oh, okay, that's like scary, and like. I feel like if you like know that much, like it's far beyond research. You know what I mean? You can see from experience that she's talking from, and it's like, okay, like it's more believable, and it's like putting it out there. It's like I don't know. It's just like it felt more like real to me.
Tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember.
Believable. Yeah.
I remember like I remember telling Claire that I went and like stood in the corner and stuff where Mr. Boots is supposed to like hurt people. And that I sort of did it because I was almost like, in a way, it was almost like a bit of a challenge. I think I was almost like challenging, like to see if
he won't hurt me.
Yeah, like to see if he would do anything to me, because I was, as I said earlier on, like I'm really intrigued by the paranormal and the supernatural, but I just almost like would be really intrigued to have something happen to me that would almost like show me one way or another that it's real. So yeah, in my head I think I was almost like challenging, but I think Claire told me that like that would almost be like a turn off for a ghost. Like ghosts like tormenting people that don't want it to happen. Yeah, they want it, like, do you know what I mean? Like they will get off on the thread of like, if someone's in their head's like, don't do anything to me.
That's what I was saying earlier, wasn't it? When I said that you've got to, if you don't want, you're giving them power over you.
Whereas like almost because I was like quite almost like relaxed about it, but it was like, come on then. Yeah. They were just almost like, nah, just like save it for somebody that's like.
Yeah, see, if they don't want to.
They want the terror. Yeah. They want the terror.
They like.
They'll prey. They'll prey on terror. Like they'll really like prey on terror. Yeah. So she was saying that might be one of the reasons it didn't happen to me. But then I was thinking like, so it's almost like Sod's Law in a way, then, isn't it? Because it's almost like it's like ironic. It's like the people that least want paranormal activity to happen to them, I guess in theory might be the ones that have it most happen to them. Yeah. And the people that do want it to happen to them are going to be the ones that never have it happen to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's my little story about the Edinburgh Vaults and Mr. Boots anyway.
Yeah, well, I read through all the other facts quickly and none of them else are really very good. They're
not
like,
that good?
No, they're literally like, people believe in ghosts. They watch ghost stories. It's like, they're really fun facts.
Yeah, I thought the one about the poltergeist was pretty funny. Just like, poltergeists are noisy ghosts.
I can see if any of the Ed and Lorraine Warren stories are good.
Yeah, do it. I think it's one thing about one thing I did think was quite interesting though, that one of the facts you said was that because it does make you stop and think, isn't it? It's pretty interesting that like every single culture across the entire planet has like the mythos of ghosts. Yeah, like, what's that all about?
There must be something real to them. That's what helps me believe in them, because how would everybody know about it? You know, like not like some people have got experience with them and even careers out of it. Like, how can you have such a successful career out of it if there's not even a small part of it?
We were talking about Claire, like literally she makes her living literally from talking to people about, for example, like deceased relatives that apparently are like talking to them and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think it is intriguing. It does make me wonder if it's just because like we as humans, we're just like fascinated by the afterlife and by death. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like even like, but like we always have been, and like all cultures are. Like the ancient Aztecs and stuff used to like do loads of like ritualistic sacrifices, and even if you go back in Europe like far enough, like certain like pagan religions would as well, like in like Scandinavia and stuff like that, they would do like sacrifices to the gods and stuff like that. And so I think partly we've always had like a fascination with death, and like I know that like in the UK, if you go back far enough, like it was quite common that after like a loved one would die, you would like keep their skull in your little hut or whatever. Yeah. And I know that's not necessarily anything paranormal, but as I said, what I'm getting at is it's like people have a fascination with the afterlife and with death. Yeah, which
always
is quite
have.
Intriguing. Yeah.
It's like a lot of, I think it was Victorians, wasn't it, or something like that? They used to take pictures of like once someone had passed away, they take a picture of them so they could pass on in their life and have it at the funeral, like one last picture, which
is quite creepy, isn't it? Because it looks like because you can like see a lot of these pictures now, like you can just like Google them, and like the people almost like look like they're still alive, because obviously they've made it so the eyes are still open, but they're just pictures of like dead people, which is super creepy.
Or they take like family portraits, and one of them's dead in it, and you can't even tell if you were like looking without the knowledge.
It's really creepy, isn't it? Yeah, really creepy.
So anyways, I've got some stories here from Ed and Lorraine Warren. You know how we were talking about Annabelle earlier? One of them has got Annabelle. That's what Annabelle looked like, if you were curious.
Oh, yeah. I have actually seen that before.
Yeah, so she's in a box that says, warning, positively do not open.
Right, okay.
So she's literally in a cage. And somehow she got out, apparently. So anyway, the little
I reckon
story.
I want to see Annabelle have a fight with that ghost monkey.
No, with Robert, have them spar.
Yeah, and the ghost monkey.
Like
triple threat
oh my god,
match.
we can do like a chicken jockey version. One of them's on the back of the monkey. Have you know what a chicken jockey? No, you don't know. He's never seen Minecraft, so he wouldn't know.
No, I haven't seen Minecraft. Yeah. No, I'm not that young.
No.
I've played like GoldenEye on the N64, but I haven't played Minecraft. That's the 8. See, this is the problem that me. It's
another weekend thing to do.
Yeah.
Play Minecraft with your daughter.
Yeah, I'll have to get on that, won't I?
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Keep it on peaceful though, otherwise it might scare her.
Okay.
Nighttime on survival can be scary for me, let alone a 5-year-old. Yeah. Yeah.
I think even Bullwinkle said it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
The baby-faced assassin himself was freaked out by Minecraft in night mode.
Yeah.
What is it that's freaky about it?
I think it's just like when you're in a cave and like there's the spiders and the zombies and all that, and it's like dark, and the music can be terrifying. It's like nostalgic, but when you're in a cave, it's like scary music, like really scary.
I don't think that would bother me.
Probably wouldn't bother you. No.
Scares
me.
I've played like all the original like Resident Evil games.
Oh, okay, yeah. It probably isn't gonna scare you.
Back in the day, and like it does make me laugh though. Like even like playing something like Skyrim. Like my missus cannot like in Skyrim. I don't know if you've ever played any of the Elder Scrolls games or anything.
No, I don't think so.
I guess to be fair, it doesn't really seem like your sort of thing. And it's funny because to me it doesn't seem like Skyrim's been out for like ages, but it came out in like 2011, and that was probably. Do you know what I mean? That was like 14 years ago. You would have been like 3.
Yeah, imagine that 3-year-old playing it.
Oh my god! But yeah, there's like in Skyrim, you go into these like dungeons, or that like sometimes they're called crypts, sometimes they're called barrows, sometimes they're called cairns. And basically there are these things called Draugr in them. And Draugr are essentially like undead zombies. But like in like the Scandinavian mythology, they would in the mythology they did have Draugr. So Draugr are essentially almost like imagine like Viking zombies. That's a bit like what they're like.
Scary.
But like in the dungeons in the game, they're quite freaky with like the music, and there's also, like you hear like the little drip of water in the corner or something.
Yeah.
It's always like that sort of like just spooky ambient music. That's always just like.
Yeah, literally. That's the scary part. It's like the atmosphere. It's like, oh.
And then suddenly you hear like.
I think that's what it is in Minecraft.
Yeah.
And especially like, I hate skeletons, especially because I'm on Bedrock. Bedrock, yeah, because I'm on.
What's Bedrock?
Like, there's 2 different versions.
We're getting like a
There's
Minecraft.
Java and Bedrock. So Bedrock's when you're playing on like console,
right.
And Java you can get on PCs.
Okay.
So Bedrock's supposedly harder, and the skeletons are horrible because they just keep shooting bows at you, and you can't like. I find it so hard to like run away from them because you can't like when you run away unless you get like a certain distance, they still just keep shooting at you.
See, it's really funny because up until like a few
Can't
years
hit them
ago,
with a sword either.
I didn't even know that there was like a fighting aspect to Minecraft.
It's only really at night or if you're in a cave. It's like they come out in the dark, and spiders are friendly in the day but evil at night, and creepers are the only ones that can hurt you during the day unless you're in the dark.
So what's a creeper?
So a creeper's like this green creature, and it basically comes up behind you, it creeps up on you and explodes. So it goes tss, 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 tss.
Well, but if you're in the dark, it can't hurt you.
No, if you're in the dark, it can hurt you at all times. That one's one that like most of them die in the daylight, except from spiders. They're nice in the day, unless you hit them. Creepers are the only ones that can fully survive, like anywhere, all times. Like so they just literally if you hear like tss, tss, and then it just like a creeper's coming up, and then it explodes you.
But like. Is like the majority of Minecraft just like building stuff?
Oh yeah. Right. Especially if you're on creative, which if your daughter likes building, she might like that.
She does
quite build like cute little houses. You can tame loads of wolves and
dogs,
she
would love
cats.
that.
You can get loads of cats.
Oh my god, she'd
love it, especially if you can get some of the you can get like little add-ons. So like you can add on like a lion pack, and you can get some lions and some cheetahs.
Oh
and stuff
my
like
god,
she
would absolutely
even
love
a
that.
zoo. She can build herself a zoo and get the animals.
I don't know if you've ever played like any like Nintendo Switch or anything, but my daughter's got into like Animal Crossing a little bit.
Oh, I've heard of Animal Crossing. Yeah. I haven't played it.
It's like
I was the DS kid.
Right,
not Nintendo. I haven't quite upgraded yet.
You're like mature, back in the DS days,
Back in the day, yeah.
Animal Crossing, it's like, you can go like design your own little house and stuff, and you can go like fishing, and it's just like, it's just very like fun for little kids,
Yeah,
but it sounds like she would really like Minecraft.
I think she would. I think while she's young though, I would probably, unless she's with somebody, keep it on peaceful. If she's going on survival's the one where you can die.
Right.
But you can also build stuff, and it's like more of like a literally surviving. Like that's probably more for when she's older. I know when I was her age and I started playing it, I used to just go. Has it
been out since you were 5?
I'm pretty sure it's been out like the whole time I've been alive.
Are you kidding?
Around when I was born, it's been out for ages. I've been playing it since like.
That old.
I've been playing it for ages. Like my brother's been playing it since he was little, and I always played it with him.
In my head, it almost like still seems like quite like a new game.
That's because it's. I suppose it's because it's got so many different generations. Like it's a completely new one from when I played. The one that I played was the like one of the original ones, and that doesn't doesn't really exist really anymore.
Right.
Like it's upgraded so much. It's got new people like Mojang own it now. Can't remember who owned it before, but it wasn't Mojang.
Right.
So it's like changed. So I think it's better now because it's got more features, but it's nostalgic to see all the old ones.
Sure.
But yeah, it is great. Like I love it, and I like most of the music on Minecraft except from the spooky ones in the cave.
Yeah.
Like the cave sounds probably scary, and the Nether. She might find the Nether scary.
Oh, I think that's what Bullwinkle said. It was scary.
Yeah. It's like hell. Like honestly, it's scary.
How do you accidentally go into the Nether then, or how do you go?
So you don't accidentally.
Right.
So if you want to complete the game, you have to go to the Nether and the End. They're two different dimensions. So you have to form obsidian, which you mix water and lava together, and then you get flint and steel. Like the portal, you have to build the portal. It's like 4 up, 3. 4. It's like 4x4 or like no, it's not a square. It's like a rectangle. So it has like a cross, like 3.
Okay.
And then
Yeah. So probably 3x4 or something like that.
So yeah, and then you go through. And you have to find a nether fortress. So it's a big fortress there, like a big castle. When all these creatures are attacking you, because it's like hell. And then you have to kill loads of blaze, which are like these creatures that can like shoot fire.
Right.
And then you have to kill them to get blaze rods. They don't always drop them though. So you have to kill a load of them. So you ideally want to find a spawner. And then you go back to the normal world. And then you have to find Endermen, so you can find them in the Nether now, and you have to kill a load of them. Get an what's it called?
Pickaxe?
No.
It's because you were doing that.
No, not Ender Portal. What's it called? It's like can't remember. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, sure.
It's gone off my.
Don't worry.
Off my head.
To be fair, this is a very comprehensive Minecraft instruction.
You basically have to find you have to find the Ender Portal, which is in a thing down below somewhere. You have to travel across the map.
So is it like almost like a normal game in terms of like you can like win the game, like beat the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can like beat the game, but you can carry on playing after you beat the game. So it's like there's loads of different little parts. There's a water castle. There's there's jungle temples.
And do you level up or?
You can get levels and you can enchant your armor. Nice. I wouldn't say there's really leveling up, but it's more like you get different armor.
But can you get
progress.
Can you get to the point where like you can like easily kill enemies?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like the best weapon is netherite, which is found in the Nether, but it's like hard to find. Yeah. Diamond used to be the best. Yeah. Obviously, you can get that by mining. They're easier to get, but still quite hard. A lot of the stuff is harder to get now, but once you've got them, you then want to enchant them, which you need levels for. So by killing mobs, animals, and by mining certain stuff, you can get levels. Yeah. And you can't really like finish the game, but you can complete it.
See, that's what I think's really addictive about Elder Scrolls games like Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff. Because like basically when you start off the game, you're like really weak. So like even like fairly low level characters can like kill you if you're not really careful.
Yeah.
But then, like, if you just invest enough time in the game, you can, like, level up all these different attributes and you can get all these different spells and learn all these, like, shouts. And shouts are a little bit basically like spells, but because you're, like, this character called the Dragonborn in Skyrim, like, you're, like, this sort of magical being and that, like, gives you superpowers, essentially. And you can just get this, like, amazing enchanted weapons and armor and you can, like, just level them right up. Yeah. And then by the end of the game, you're essentially, like, a demigod. You can just walk around the game. And like even like what at the beginning of the game would have been something that would have like one hit killed you, it just can't even lay a finger on you. You're like you could like just be like letting it hit you, and then one hit and it'd just be like destroyed.
Okay.
And it's like so much fun getting to that point in the game.
Yeah, but is there like other things to do as well? Where like even though you're untouchable, you still got. It's not like boring. It's not like there's nothing to do now. Because like I know with like Minecraft, there's still so much to do because there's so much to explore, all the building and all these different things.
All the different like dungeons and buildings and stuff. They all like characters like NPCs just respawn in them for a start.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you can always just carry on doing stuff. And there's a lot to do in the game. Like like you can like build your own house and there's even just like the way you decide your character, like, do you want them to be more of like a wizard or a witch, or do you want them to be like full on like barbarian, or do you want them to be like a knight?
Okay.
Or do you want them to be like an archer or like a thief or like an assassin? Do you know what I mean? There's like so many different ways to play the game.
Yeah.
And there's like, you can join like the mages college where they will like teach you to be a wizard, or you can join like the thieves guild where you go on all these like heists and get all these like super rare artifacts and stuff.
Yeah.
or you can join like the Dark Brotherhood and become like an assassin, or the Companions, which are like these super strong warriors. There's so much stuff to do in the game, and that's like all aside from the actual main quest, which is basically it's like you're like on this like journey to try and defeat this like the most powerful like dragon of all time, which is called Alduin, the World Eater.
Okay.
So it's like it's so much to do.
Yeah.
For someone like me who like loves fantasy and like loves like RPGs, which is, you know, like role playing games where you basically just like run around, like, and the character you create. You create the character, so you give them their name, and there's like different races and stuff, so you can like pick your race. So you could be like an Argonian, which is sort of like a lizard man, or a Khajiit, which is sort of like a cat man, or you could be like a high elf, or a wood elf, or a dark elf, or a Nord, which is basically almost like a Viking, or you can be like an orc. And do you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of customization, which I think is a lot of fun. Yeah. You know?
I don't know if Minecraft would be your thing then. I feel like the only thing that would be more of your thing about it is the fact that it's like exploring, running around, beating the game, killing things. I don't think it's gruesome enough, or like there's none of the roleplay hacks to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know. I feel like it's quite a child one. I don't know.
Well, that's why I think the thing that I find interesting about it, though, is because as I said, as you were saying, I think I'm thinking of something that I could do with my daughter. Yeah, it's really good to play. I play it with my brother. I've always played it with my brother. Yeah. My oldest brother, that's just the thing we play together. Yeah, sure. Like, is Minecraft. And I've done it since it came out because I like playing Minecraft, but I get scared to play survival on my own. Sure. So I like playing with somebody. So I either play with my friends or with my brother. So that's nice. Yeah, it's like a thing that we do to like bond. I like how we've just gone from talking about like supernatural tales, just like going on like a masterclass about Minecraft and Skyrim. Yeah, literally. But let's get back to some of these. Yeah, let's get back to. Okay, I'll say the story. Okay, so I've got one about Annabelle. So Annabelle was a Raggedy Ann doll that was claimed to be haunted by the spirit of a young girl. It's always a young girl. They're usually evil. She must have been. They're not actually a young girl. She must have been a very. Oh, it's like that. Yeah, it's like like a demon, like portraying themselves as a young girl. Named Annabelle Higgins. So the doll was said to have moved on its own, but once claimed by the Warrens in 1970, it was placed in a glass enclosure in the Occult Museum in Monroe. Yeah, sure. The character of Annabelle has since become a staple in the Conjuring franchise, with 3 movies dedicated to it. In 2020, the rumours started that the doll had escaped its enclosure at the museum. However, these rumours were disproven. Okay, so it still remains in Monroe. So when I said about it escaping earlier, in 2020, I was right that there were rumours, but it wasn't true. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. So it was just like, it just... So it never happened. It's just people pretended. Somebody made it up. It went on Reddit. And then so that might have been what's happening now, to be fair. Yeah. That's likely. Do you know what I really like about the way that the Annabelle doll is portrayed in the movies? Yeah. Can you picture how she looks in the movies? Yes, yeah. It looks just like what my mum looked like when she was a little girl. Oh, does it? Yeah. Oh, bless. Which I love that, because I remember as soon as because I've never actually seen the movie, but obviously I've seen the trailers and everything, because it was a really big movie when it came out. Yeah. And no joke, Annabelle the doll in the movies, there's because obviously I've seen like a lot of pictures of my mum when she was a little girl. Yeah. When she was like 3, 4, 5 years old. And she had like a fringe and like the same sort of like haircut. And just looked a lot like the Annabelle doll. Oh, bless. So I remember around the time, even though I haven't seen the movie, I found like a picture of Annabelle the doll online, and I sent it to my mum, and I was like, Mum, this literally looks like you when you were a little kid. They made a movie of you. Yeah, they made a movie of you. Yeah. Oh, bless. Oh, which I think's hilarious. And still to this day, every now and again, I'll call her like Annabelle the doll or something. I love that. Yeah. Oh God. Well, you know how I said earlier about sometimes they can like make a smell of rotting flesh almost. Mm-hmm. Here's one about that. Carrion. Yeah. That's known as. Yeah, is it? Yeah, carrion, yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So I've got one. Just like dead animal flesh, basically. Okay, yeah. Carrion. So this is about the house that I was on about as well, I'm pretty sure. Maybe. So this is... the owners of the house is Jennifer and... Wait, is it? Roger. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was just checking that I was reading it right. Yeah, so the owners of the place now are Jennifer and Corey Heinzen. They're paranormal investigators. Right. So they pose in the windows of the Conjuring house in this picture that I've got on the thing. So. So they don't do it like regularly. They probably do, to be fair. Just stand on the window to scare people. Right, imagine. Okay. I don't know though. But that was at the top of it. So. Folklore claims that this 18th century home in Harrisville is haunted by a woman who killed herself and her child in order to haunt any occupants who dared to step foot in the house.
In 1974, the Warrens made multiple trips to the house to investigate claims of levitating beds and the smell of rotting flesh.
Nice.
Their trips to the house would be chronicled in the first Conjuring movies. This is if you've watched the first Conjuring movie.
Do you know what? This is actually making me want to watch the first Conjuring movie now.
Yeah, you should. 45 years after the Warrens' investigation on the premises, the house was purchased by the new family, who's opened it to paranormal investigations.
Oh, cool.
One of the coolest stories I find is... so it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's the third Conjuring film, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So
isn't there like a new one coming out like around now?
Yeah, there's like this year. Yeah, the fourth Conjuring.
So is
movie.
it not out yet?
Not out yet. No, it's coming out.
Yeah, because there's like one. Was it like the nun, like a focal character?
The nun. Yeah, the nun is like a extra series that's connected to it. It's
connected to it, but not part of it.
Bashima, I think it is.
Bathsheba.
Oh, that's it.
Is it Bathsheba?
Something like that. Bathsheba.
I reckon it's Bathsheba.
Yeah, she's like the demon-y nun, and she appears in The Conjuring as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the three movies are definitely worth the watch. So this one is... this is perhaps the most famous case investigated by the Warrens. It's the case known as Amityville Horror.
Oh no, the Amityville.
Yeah, there you are.
The Amityville Horror. Yeah.
Dyslexia is really showing.
The Amityville House Horror. Yeah.
So it went on and launched its own $1 million franchise before appearing in the second Conjuring movie.
Is that what the second Conjuring movie is about? The Amityville House? I did not know that.
Is this the
I didn't know that was the case. Because I think there's actually...
No, I think that's the third Conjuring movie. I think this one's got it wrong with the Conjuring movies. The second one's A Home in Britain. The third one's the one in America. So I'm pretty sure it's that one.
There must be like several horror movies about the Amityville then, because there's actually a movie called The Amityville Horror, which is like...
there?
Yeah, which is like nothing obviously to do with The Conjuring, I don't think.
Well, the Conjuring ones...
That's an older movie, though, I think. It's an older movie.
So the Conjuring ones are actually like... Ed and Lorraine Warren have obviously... They appear in it. They are like the main characters.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure they knew about... Or at least Lorraine knew about the films before she passed on. Like, she would say about it. So she's at least seen the making of at least the first one.
Right.
So this one anyway is George and Kathy Lutz claimed they were driven out of their Long Island home in 1975 by a violent paranormal entity. A year before the Lutz family moved into the home, it was reported that Roland DeFeo Jr. shot and killed 6 family members in the house. The Warrens investigated the home and claimed it was haunted. However, further investigations were revealed that the report happenings in the home were mostly a hoax. So maybe it wasn't true. Spooky, but they were paranormal investigators and they were very big. They've got a lot of stories. If you search about it, maybe that's not the one I was on about, but there's a lot of them that are on about... okay, this is the one I was thinking of before I read that one. So it's basically they helped in a paranormal investigation of a murderer who said that he was possessed in the time, and it's the first one in American history.
So he said he was possessed by what, a person or a demon? Or?
So demonic possession is what he claimed. And he I think he was sentenced to prison for 5 years. He served 5 years before he was released.
Do you know what his crimes were? Or?
So, it says here, this is about the third one, sorry. Maybe the other one was right and it was about the second one.
So this is the third Conjuring movie?
This is the third Conjuring movie. Okay, sorry. I got mixed up with those ones.
That's all right, no worries.
This is the third Conjuring movie.
Okay.
The Devil Made Me Do It. So, this is in 1981. I'm not even going to attempt to say the names, but we'll go with it. So, this guy stabbed and killed Alan Bono, claiming that he was possessed by a demon when he committed the murder. This was the first time in American court system where a defendant claimed demonic possession.
The first time ever?
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. I would have thought that somebody else in history would have claimed that as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it must be the first
quite like a religious
one.
place, America.
Yeah. So, according to 1981 article from New York Times, the Warrens spent time with Johnson and his family and claimed a rationale in the demonic possession theory. However, a judge ultimately disregarded the theory and did sentence him, and he got out 5 years later. But he got out? He was let out? He served 5 years before being released. But he was sentenced. They didn't like the theory, but he did get out eventually.
So he killed somebody and he only served 5 years in prison?
Yeah, he was released. It doesn't say why he was released or anything like that, but he served 5 years before being released.
What?
Probably because of the whole fact of the demonic possession and Ed and Lorraine Warren actually being a part of it and like
so do you reckon
proving it.
Do you reckon they would have
that.
basically, it would have been on the grounds of like insanity or something like that?
Yeah, basically. If you watch the third Conjuring, it's the newest one before this new one that's going to come out.
Okay.
It's really good. It literally shows you the whole talk through of like all of it. Like, I don't think it quite goes. I don't remember it going into the court part, but the whole possession itself and the killings.
All
and
of this
like
stuff
that.
is making me want to watch the Conjuring. Yeah, like
You
all
should. All
the
three of them. They're so good.
because I think like I'm such almost like a traditionalist when it comes to so much stuff in my life that like don't get me wrong, I watch like a lot of new horror movies. Like I went to watch 28 Years Later like last week in the cinema, and you know I've seen lots of horror movies in the cinema, but I the ones I always tend to love the most are more like the 80s and 90s ones. And so like I've never really gone out of my way to watch those Conjuring movies, but it's making me want to watch them anyway.
Well, they're like the first horror movies I ever watched, and
Really?
I like them because they're paranormal and because they're real. They're actually what made me believe
supposedly.
in supposedly true. They're based on true events, basically.
Yeah.
So at least the stories have been told by a true person. You know, they are experiences for some people, but in some of them there's like possessions, and like Lorraine's got scared and she's been like honestly the films are a great watch, and I definitely think that like if you like horror movies, if you like the paranormal,
and a bit of a
definitely
mystery,
worth it. Definitely,
because there's always like even if it's like even if there's like a really really good chance that it is all just a hoax, there's still that little question mark like, but is it? Yeah,
exactly. And I don't even think you need to watch them in order. Right. So theoretically, you could go 3, 1, 2.
Just go crazy.
I think the best thing about 1 is it explains a bit more about Ed and Lorraine Warren, because obviously it's a new thing, new characters.
Sure.
So it's the start of it. So they're probably a good one to start. But if you've watched Insidious and you liked that, it's a little bit like that, but it's based on actual like supposedly factual true events.
Do you know what?
So.
I think I have Insidious on DVD somewhere, but like obviously in this day and age, you just don't really watch DVDs, do you? But obviously when I was younger, I had a lot of DVDs.
Yeah, I still have loads. I love DVDs.
Well, yeah, you sort of like, I think for my generation, so like DVDs came out when I was about like 10 or 11, something like that. First DVD I ever had, Pokemon the movie. How about that?
Love that.
Bit of trivia for you, because it just come out around the same time as like DVDs became like mainstreams. I remember my parents got their first ever DVD player, and before that it was all just like VHS tapes, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, you spend all your teenage years and my early 20s like collecting DVDs, and then it's like you don't really need them anymore because it's like Netflix, Amazon, Disney, you know.
That's what I find. I've got loads from my childhood.
I've just got loads,
yeah, I've got a cupboard full of them, and I'm like, I can't get rid of them though, because they just remind me of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like opening the cupboard to find a DVD,
so much fun.
And it's like even the smell of just opening the cupboard like just brings me back to my childhood, and I'm like, I can't get rid of them.
What it is, it's the ritual. Humans love ritual. Yeah. That's why humans like reading books rather than reading on their phone. Mm-hmm. That's why people like playing records rather than listening to Spotify, and it's why people even like in nowadays, it's funny because obviously like DVDs are relatively much more newer technology than the things that I've just mentioned, like record players and books and all the rest of it, but it's the same thing. There's something about a ritual, people like getting something out, opening it up, getting something out, putting it on, whereas it's like
when you get a new phone,
like
from like Apple, it's like have you heard about how when you open the Apple case, you know how it goes really slow? I don't know if you have an Apple phone or not, but
no, I have an Android.
When you get an Apple phone, they actually have it so you open it like slowly opens.
Ah.
So
you're like
So basically, it's supposed to actually do kind of
like
the whole point of opening it and the tension. Yeah, like it's nothing to do with like actual protecting the phone or anything like that.
It's all just ritual. It's just trying to make it look epic.
Yeah, it's made so it opens slowly.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's what I've seen on plenty of places.
It's so interesting though how humans are like that. Like I think like records, as I said, like records is one of the ones I always think most of us, because it's like, you know, you can get a Spotify account and pretty much listen to it, like anything. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of artists that don't like to have their music on Spotify, but you can listen to a hell of a lot of stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like myself. Like I don't have a massive record collection, or at least relatively speaking, like compared to like say someone like my friend Josh, who has like probably maybe even 10 times as many records as I do. But I've still got about 80 maybe right? Yeah. It's just that Josh has.
You say small one. I've got like 6.
Yeah. But as I said, it's relative. Do you know what I mean? I've got like a lot of like musician friends and friends that just love music. So Josh probably literally does have like about 800 or maybe at least 500. Whereas I've probably got about 80. But like. I've got like some albums that on like record have cost me like 30 quid for the record.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got the whole album downloaded on Spotify.
That's like me.
So it's like, why? I think some people would be like, well, why have you spent £30 on a record that I literally have on my phone right now? I can go in my car, instantly listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, like I've got, you know, Bluetooth stereo like in my kitchen at home, in my home gym at home, in my car, pretty much wherever I am. I can just hook this up. It will come through some good speakers. I can listen to whatever I want. But still, even with that, I've spent like hundreds, if not thousands, of pounds on records.
Though it sounds better through records.
Yeah.
I got for my 14th or 15th birthday. I asked for a record player and like records. So I don't know why I need it. I have an Alexa in my room. I don't really like. Not that I need it. You know, I just like the sound of it.
Couldn't have Alexa in my room.
It's because I use her as an alarm. Otherwise, I don't wake up. And I like.
Why can't you put an alarm on your phone?
Because it doesn't wake me up.
Does it not?
No.
God, how much of a deep sleeper are you?
Alexa is so loud and annoying that and the only way to shut her up is to say like stop. Like
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, I don't like the fact that she's listening to me all the time.
Oh no, I
wouldn't like the fact that she would be listening to me all the time because obviously I don't have one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like that.
No, I do get that. I like playing song quiz though, which is like you said, you ask her to play song quiz and you can choose any decade of songs and she'll play a little bit of the song and you have to guess the song and the artist. So, and then you get points and you win.
We could just play that, just me and you right now.
So fun.
Imogen.
Yeah, I suppose, but then one of us has to know the song to put it on. Whereas with Alexa, she's choosing it herself, so you don't know. No one playing the game knows the song.
Yeah, I know, but we could just play it me and you, where like say like I go, you go, and then I could like hum like a little bit of the song, and see if you could get it, and then you could hum. Me and you would be.
Until we hum it wrong.
We would be the worst people to play that game though, because basically you would just know nothing that I hymned,
and I'd know nothing.
And you would know nothing that I hymned. So hummed, whatever. So like basically it would just be rubbish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It would just be rubbish. Like,
oh god, I'll be doing some Harry Styles and you'll be like, what?
I wouldn't have a clue. There's
Exactly.
not a single Harry Styles song.
Do you not know Watermelon Sugar?
No.
Watermelon Sugar.
Or one.
Hi.
No, I don't know.
Actually not.
No, I know not a single Harry Styles
Oh
or One Direction song. I wouldn't know any of them.
I must put some of these on Russian roulette for you.
Yeah, you're
gonna
gonna
be
have
in the
to.
mix.
You're gonna have to.
Educate you. Gosh, can't have this.
How well do you know sort of like classic pop tracks?
Depends what you would class.
So would you know? Do you know what this song is? Do diddle do 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 do. Oh, that's pretty rubbish.
This is what I mean.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, and Alexa
There
actually plays the
once
song.
Was a house in New Orleans. It had a rising sun. House of the Rising Sun? No.
I wouldn't.
You look the way you're looking at me right now. Show your face.
I don't think I'd
She's
know
looking at me
unless-
like a deer in the headlights, honestly.
I don't think I'd know unless I actually fully heard the song. No, I don't think I'd know. Yeah, but like, yeah, but then that's like me saying like, do you know Beauty and the Beat by Justin Bieber?
No.
And I think Cardi B.
No, I don't.
Justin Bieber, you never hit with either. Bonds
No.
out. Wait, do you not know
You can
that?
kind of guess it's Justin Bieber from that, though.
Yeah, that's not Justin Bieber's part. That's that's
Am I
Cardi's part.
Yeah. Well,
it's the Beauty and the Beat, Beauty from the East.
All right. Do you know what this is? Ba-da-da, ba-da, ba-da-da, 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 ba-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. There is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say, but you remain. Do you know that song?
I feel like I recognise it,
Wow.
but I don't know if I need to hear more of the lyrics to know.
Yeah.
I feel like I recognise it.
I compare you to a kiss from
Oh yeah,
a
yeah, I know
rose.
that. Yeah.
It's,
If you said that part,
I'm just giving it away because
got
essentially
it.
the song's called "Kiss from a Rose." So.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have known the name, but
Yeah.
like I
To be
do
fair,
know
like
it. Yeah.
that's a song like of my era because that came out like when I was a little kid, and it was like one of the biggest songs of the 90s.
Yeah.
So like pretty much. Like there wasn't a year of my childhood where you wouldn't hear that like on the radio or television.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So like for me that was like a big cultural
Yeah.
phenomenon, which by the time you would have been born was kind of died out.
Yeah.
Even though it's still a massive song to this day.
Yeah.
Like you could still just hear it anywhere. It's not like it was back when I was a kid.
But that's like that Justin Bieber song with me. Like that was everywhere when I was growing up. Like a lot of the songs I like listened to are all the ones I heard all the time when I was growing
Are you
up.
a believer?
Like I used to be a really big believer when I was little.
There's no shame.
I
If
used
you,
to
if
be,
you
I
still
don't-
are a believer, then
I'm not
just
as
say.
much.
No.
I like his old songs more than his new ones. I do still
You
listen
dip
to
your
his
toe
new
in and
ones.
out of the believer club.
Yeah.
Just in and out.
I'm more of a Directioner, which is
Right.
One Direction. Love One Direction.
Do they have a bit of a
Over 200
rivalry or no?
pictures. No, not really. I don't think. No. It's more BTS and One Direction.
One's in Canada, one's in the UK. They have
yeah,
their
I
own
think
regions.
Some of them are friends. I think. Like they've talked to each other before.
They've talked to Bieber.
Yeah, people used to call Liam Payne when he was younger a mini Justin Bieber.
The British Bieber.
Yeah, literally, because he had the same haircut.
Hey,
like
BB.
Sweepy hair.
Hey, British Bieber.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Liam Payne. Bless him.
Oh, he's the one that died, was it last year or earlier
October. He died right before my birthday.
Something what was it, holiday, balcony or something?
Yeah, so it was October 16th.
I do remember hearing about that.
I cried my eyes out, literally. I felt so bad because I found out. I think I found out before his family would have, because his family said that a lot of
that's how much of a directioner you were.
Yeah, no, a lot of his family found out through the media, and they found out quite a while after. I found out 5 minutes after he died. I was literally sat there watching his Snapchat story. He was in where was it? He was in somewhere abroad. I can't remember where though.
I don't know. I remember hearing that he was
can't
abroad.
rember where it was though. But he fell off he supposedly fell off a balcony thing. But there's a lot of conspiracies with it as well.
Yeah, did anyone find out how he fell off or why he fell off?
So supposedly he was really high on drugs. He'd been causing a bit of a havoc in the lobby, and he got taken up to his room and then fell off the balcony, and the police was called and all that.
Didn't it turn out he had really bad mental health issues?
Yeah. So he's been openly struggling with mental health. Well, he was openly struggling with mental health for a long time, especially since he went on. He's always had a problem of drinking, and then he went on the Liam Payne Logan Paul podcast, and was drinking he'd been sober, was drinking the whole time, and then said some bad stuff.
He said some bad stuff on the Logan Paul podcast
about One Direction that got a lot of hate. By bad stuff, I mean he basically said that the band was built around him, and that all these things about him being the most successful and stuff like that. And a lot of people disagreed with it, and he got a lot of hate.
Harry Styles is surely the most successful one.
Yeah, that's what people said. And he got a lot of hate, a lot of death threats,
so it just ruined his life, basically.
And he went away for about a year, and then was really depressed, I'm pretty sure, was struggling with mental health, came out about it, told people, came back, was just building himself back up, was now in a nice healthy relationship with a lovely woman. She seems absolutely lovely. They were on holiday together, seeing Niall in I can't remember what they were. But they were seeing Niall. Literally.
Is that another member of One Direction?
Yeah,
the Irish one, right?
Yeah, the Irish one. So
Top
literally,
of them,
so a couple of days after seeing Niall, his girlfriend was literally flew home that morning or the day before, and he was supposed to be following her shortly after. Just wanted to stay a little bit longer. She had some stuff to do. Went home, and then he passed away. I found out 5 minutes after because I got sent a news article by my brother and one of my friends, and I was obviously bawling my eyes out because I was oh my god, Liam Payne, I love him so much, and then he's gone.
It's such a common thing with musicians, isn't it?
Yeah.
For them to die.
Yeah. Supposedly he was high on a lot of drugs and stuff like that. Yeah. But there's been some stuff I don't know if people have been arrested or something. I know there was some trials or something like that for his death, because it's suspicious. Because it's third story balcony. Some people think it originally was that he was supposedly trying to jump into the pool from the balcony, but I don't know if that's true, because you can, even if you're high, you can very clearly see that it's too
Men
far
do
away.
Some dumb stuff.
No, but I mean there's bushes in front of it. It's if it's not even it's from here to that fence over there.
Yeah.
It's from here to that building over there. So it's a big gap.
I can say though, as a guys, honestly, some dumb stuff goes through our head.
It might be then, I suppose.
I was out with my friends down at the docks in Bridgewater.
Yeah.
And there's that bit. It used to be called Bowring Animal Feed. There's a bridge by what used to be Bowring's Animal Feed. Do you know where I'm on about? I don't know how much have you already walked around the docks? Not really much, or
I had a school trip down there, so I should know.
Anyway, there's a bridge. Anyway, if we walk down to the docks from where we are now.
Yeah.
Anybody listening from Bridgewater, hopefully you'll know where I'm on about. And you walk through brewery fields, and you went towards the left, as if you were walking to Chiltern. More malt shovel end of Chiltern.
Yeah.
You'd walk across this little bridge, which just basically takes you across the little, where the canal meets the docks, right? And it's quite a distance. It was a really cold January night once when I was probably similar age to you are now.
Yeah.
I was maybe 17, 18, 19, something like that. Actually, I wouldn't have even been 19 yet. 17 or 18, I reckon. Anyway, my friend Joe went, I can't remember how we got into the conversation. I think he was talking about how good at like long jump he was. And then he said that he reckoned, just because we happened to be there at the time, that he reckoned that you could like jump the distance of where the bridge is, like at the docks. And it was so far. And then you know what like guys are like. So like a lot of my friends were being like, oh, well, if you think you can do it, Joe, you should do it.
Yeah.
You should do it. And like I just didn't say anything because I didn't think that Joe could do it. But at the same time, I was like, oh, I'm not going to I'm not
I want to see this.
I'm not going to be involved in this one way or another. But like, because a lot of people were like egging him on. And I was like, I'm not going to tell him not to do it. But I'm not going to tell him to do it because I don't want to be complicit if he like hurts himself or anything. Anyway, he tried to do it, and he like it was like midnight. It was in January. I think it was like -2 out or something. It was freezing cold, right?
Yeah.
He like ran, jumped, didn't get far enough that he is like landed. His feet landed on the other side, but his arms sort of like. He basically smashed his ribs into like the corner of the wall and then fell into the water into the docks, and it was like freezing cold water. As I said, it was about -2 about midnight in January, like a cold British winter. And then he like clambered out because luckily there was like a ladder next to it, and was like absolutely freezing cold. And he was like bleeding from his ribs.
Oh god!
And like really badly bruised.
That's not good.
The point I'm making is, guys can do some really dumb stuff, and I think Joe was sober at the time. Okay. So if you imagine that this Liam Payne guy was on like loads of drugs, I don't know. I'm not saying I think he did. Yeah. I'm not saying necessarily that I think that he did try and jump in the pool, but I'm just saying guys have done crazier stuff.
To be fair, I get that. There is another theory that he actually, when he was causing a tantrum down in the lobby like a couple minutes before, that he was supposedly already dead. And then they dragged him up and chucked him off the balcony. That's one, like, wait a minute, that's a conspiracy.
How could he cause a commotion if he was dead?
Because he was so high on drugs that he was causing a commotion, then he overdosed because of it. But people think that he maybe didn't take them and he was forced to take them.
By who?
There's a couple different conspiracies. There's a lot of people involved in it. So people that were like giving
high up record label executives?
People that were with him. Like, there's a lot of conspiracies.
Why would anybody want him dead?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Bringing a bad name to the One Direction.
I just don't know. I think it's because he got a lot of hate. There was a lot of stuff going around at the time about his ex-fiancée and him.
Right.
And I don't know. They're the kind of the only ones that I really paid attention to, because I haven't really got too much into it because it upsets me, which is kind of weird because I didn't know him. But
Does it still upset you now?
Yes, I think it's because it's more like, I think about his son. He's got a 7-year-old little boy who woke up without a dad. He had his first Father's Day, first Christmas a couple months after, first Halloween a couple days after, without his dad. His dad was a big part of his life.
At least in a way. Like, at least he was like, if it was his first ever, if he was like a little baby at the time, at least he wouldn't have known any better.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if I died now, like me and Evie, my daughter, already have such a solid relationship.
And that's like with his little 7-year-old, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so he did have an older kid then.
He has a 7-year-old, so he has a little boy. He's 7. He's 7 years old.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said it was like their first ever. Did you mean it was their first ever Christmas?
His first Christmas without his dad. That's what I mean.
Sorry. Right, like, I'm with you.
What upsets me is the fact that I think about, oh my god, this is his first like time without his dad.
That must have been brutal.
Yeah, like his first Father's Day the other day without his dad. He must have been. Absolutely. He had to go to his dad's funeral, which was covered in paparazzi, taking pictures everywhere. He had to enter through the back entrance.
That's just not
because everyone there was trying to get pictures of Harry, Louis, Liam.
Oh,
no, not Liam, sorry.
Mate,
Harry, Louis, Niall and Zayn, because it's One Direction reunion.
That's so not right, is it? That's so not right.
They literally were taking away the fact from him dying to the fact that it's One Direction reunion. Literally, the first thing that everyone said.
Shameless.
I opened TikTok, the first thing I saw was, does this mean One Direction's never going to get back together?
Well, what do you think?
You literally, like, what? One of them's died. What are you on about? So I don't think about it. It's been like almost coming up to a year close. In a couple months it'll be a year. But I was like really sad. But I think it's more because I'm lucky in my family that nobody in my immediate family has passed away. Touch wood, fingers crossed. Like,
the
only death I've had.
Continue.
Yeah, the only death I've had is there we are. The only death I've had is my cousin. Yeah. But I wasn't like overly close to her. I hadn't seen her in a while. It was still upsetting, like really upsetting. But like, it's different. I feel like I felt almost. it's really weird, but like One Direction, I was like obsessed to the point like they've been my whole childhood. Like,
yeah, it's a big part of your life.
I fully like.
That's a big part of your
like
life, yeah.
I listen to their music when I'm sad. The whole thing, like they've got me through a lot.
Like to this day, do you?
Literally, yeah. Like they're like my happy thing. Like if I'm upset, if I'm overthinking, I listen to them like all the time. And I think it's more like it felt like a part of my childhood had died. Like it was like, oh my god, like I can't believe it. Like it felt like I knew him even though I didn't, because I'd like...
You knew so much about him.
Yeah, I knew so much about him. I'd followed him for so long.
Listened to the lyrics that they've written and stuff.
I'd seen him live through, like, he did shows online, like, in COVID, throughout the whole of it to raise money and stuff like that. And I watched almost all of them. Right. Like, I paid to watch them.
Sure.
So I'd never properly seen him live, but he's the only one I'll never see in person. And it hurts me. Not because... I just want to tip them off the list. It's because like I liked his music. I openly did really like his music, and I did want to see it live. And it's sad that he'll never get a chance to actually go on tour properly. He had a new album that he was working on. He was so proud of it. So proud. Was non-stop talking about, I can't wait for you to hear the song. And then he passed away. So I couldn't see that he'd purposely like throw himself off a balcony. I think he was so excited for it with his son and his girlfriend.
I don't think it necessarily was premeditated, but I think if he was on that many drugs and he was really drunk,
definitely,
then it could have just been an accident.
Yeah.
You know,
but
been an accident.
I follow along with his girlfriend now. She's obviously working through it, and bless her.
Does she? What does she think happened? Or do you not know?
I don't know what she thinks happened, but I know that she's very clearly upset. Like obviously upset about it. She got when his dad went to obviously identify the body and like get all his stuff and stuff. He had one of her favourite teddies, because she was like, oh, I'll have this until you go home. So she obviously has it now, and it's obviously very special. She's got their dog, which he chose, and that so that's very special to her. And she posts a lot about him, but people think it's in to get attention, but I don't think it is. I think it's like any normal person when they're grieving their loved one, that's like a young one is an influencer, or just anyone. Like if I know if my boyfriend died, I'd post about it. I'd be like, oh my god, the clouds in the sign is shaped like his tattoo. Oh my god, that's a sign, you know. Like when she sees that, she's like, oh, it's Liam. Hi Liam, you know. Like, and I feel like that's. She gets a lot of hate for it, but I think she's just a grieving woman who's just lost her fiance, basically, because he was about to propose to her.
I think in this day and age, you can get hate for like pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So I think you can't pay attention to that. You can't pay attention to that. You could literally get hate for anything, you know.
But yeah.
It's funny. It's like I feel like with all of these things, there's always going to be conspiracy theories. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I mean, I assume you've heard of like Kurt Cobain, like Nirvana and stuff.
Yeah,
you've heard of them?
Maybe, yeah. It's
so funny that you like don't even know if you.
I feel like I've heard a bit about it, but not like fully.
Does the band Nirvana?
Yes,
like, you know Nirvana,
yeah. I know who Nirvana are, and I know about Kurt
Cobain. Yeah, so do you know the Foo Fighters?
Yes.
So the lead singer of the Foo Fighters is called Dave Grohl.
Okay.
And Dave Grohl, before he was the front man of the Foo Fighters, he was the drummer in Nirvana.
Oh, okay.
And Nirvana were like a 3-piece band in the late 80s and 90s, and they were like one of the biggest bands of the 90s.
Yeah.
Like some of their songs to this day just like are iconic, like Smells Like Teen Spirit, Come As You Are.
Oh yeah.
All Apologies, Heart-Shaped Box, like you know. And I think, you know, sometimes they'll have a bit of a resurgence. For example, like in the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, Nirvana's rendition of Something in the Way.
Yes,
was used a lot in that.
Something in the way. I love Batman so much.
Yeah, so that's a Nirvana song. Yeah. So Kurt Cobain killed himself, I believe, in 1995. Okay. He blew his head off with a shotgun.
Oh gosh, bless him.
At home, while he was at home, and he had like a history of really bad drug problems and like, you know, depression and stuff like that. Yeah. He was like a heroin addict, but like a lot of people don't think that he killed himself. A lot of people think that you know, like there was like foul play. Some people even think that his wife at the time, Courtney Love, had him killed.
Okay.
And there's actually a really good documentary about it. And I think it's called what's it called? I think it's called something like Courtney Loves Kurt, or Kurt Loves Courtney, or something like that.
I think I've heard of that.
And it's about it's like all
I don't think
about.
I've seen it, but I think I've heard about it.
It's all like a deep dive on the conspiracy of like, did Kurt Cobain commit suicide or was he killed? Okay. And there's some people that knew Kurt and they were like. And like, there's interviews and things like, there's no way that he committed suicide. They're like, you know, like some of his best friends. There's no freaking way that he would commit suicide. And then there are other people that were like, yeah, like I think it just happened and stuff, you know. Yeah. But it's very, very intriguing. But I'm just obviously I'm making the comparison because it's like there's always conspiracies with stuff like that. It's always like, but at the end of the day, we're never really going to know.
Exactly. I feel like people do it a lot to make themselves feel better, because it's like, I don't want to think that they were that upset that they thought their life like the world would be better without them, you know? Like, I think like a lot of the time, especially with suicides, like specifically, a lot of people do like say like, oh, it must have been something else, like they didn't do it to themselves, because they don't want to believe that somebody felt like their life was so like, it was harming the world more than doing it good, to the point that they feel like the world would be a better place without them. And I think that's quite like strong, which is why I see it, and I feel like obviously you're never going to know how or why somebody has committed suicide or died. Like, we're never going to fully know the truth about what's happened to Liam Payne or Kurt Cobain in this incident. Like, on a lot of deaths, you're never going to know, because you're not them and you weren't there. You know, like, there's only so far an autopsy can give you, you know, and obviously with Liam's one, it is all from the fall. So that's, you know, like, there's
little things with like Kurt Cobain's one as well. Like, I'm pretty sure he committed suicide with like a shotgun. And like, all the pretty brutal, but I think he basically managed to like blow his head off. They
will do. It's not a close range gun, is it?
Well, yes, I know what you're saying. Basically, what you're saying is like, if you shoot somebody close range, it will like basically blow off body parts. It's not a long distance rifle at all. But a lot of people are saying there's like no way that he would have been able to shot himself like the way he did, like from the autopsy. Like, you know, just like with yourself. Do you know what I mean? You'd like need somebody to do it for you. And there are other people that are like, you know, not so sure. But
if you really want to, you can probably find a way. But I feel like a lot of the time people just make the conspiracies to make themselves feel better. So at the end of the day, if it makes you feel better, I suppose there's not, to some extent,
you can go down a rabbit hole. You can go down a rabbit hole, but it is very intriguing, and it's similar to Liam Payne. Kurt Cobain had like a young child. He had like a little daughter called Frances Bean
I think
Cobain.
that's what makes it worse, is you don't want to think they're going to do that to themselves if they've got that young child at home that they like obviously love so much, you know. And it's 100%. Like, you wouldn't want to believe in yourself that the fact that, oh my God, they've done that knowing that their child's now going to wake up without their dad, you know, or like without their mum. And it's like, I feel like that's a lot of it. For me especially, I'm like, oh, I hope there was something else to it, in the sense that, I know it sounds horrible, but I hope he didn't purposely do it to himself, because I'd hate for it, like, his son Bear to like one day find out that his dad did it on purpose, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And like, I feel especially bad in this case, because there were pictures going around of his like deceased body as well. So
that is awful.
Yeah, honestly. Luckily, awful. I haven't seen them, and I have managed to avoid it. Like, but his son, luckily, like his like Bear's mum, Cheryl Cole, is keeping.
Is that who his mum is?
Yeah.
Cheryl Cole.
Yeah.
So cool.
She's managed to keep him away, but she even said that it's horrible because one day Bear's going to grow up and she's not going to be able to keep him away from social media, obviously.
So he's
like,
going
to see it all of it, you know.
Brutal,
and he wants to be like his dad, so that's going to be.
I always think that a little bit about that, like Frances Bean Cobain, you know, Kurt Cobain's daughter. Like, I wonder if she's watched the documentary where it's like going on about. A lot of people reckon that like her own mum like killed her own dad. Like, that would make you pretty paranoid, wouldn't it? As a kid,
I'd be like, oh God.
If you like snuck off and you've watched that.
Did you do it, Mum? Tell me, it's just us.
Because surely it would make you start asking questions. Like, you'd be like, that's a bit weird. Isn't it?
Yeah, I get that.
That's crazy.
There's a show that Liam was filming just before he died, called like Building the Band or something like that. It's coming out on Netflix soon.
Building the Band,
or something like that. Yeah, it's coming out on Netflix soon actually. So that's like his final piece of work. He was literally working on it. I think he might have just finished recording or almost finished recording when he died. So you could tell that if he had something like that in the work, and also obviously he was very like open about being recording at the moment and making his songs for his Snapchat story. Like, you can tell, like, I don't think it was premeditated, at least, whether it was he was high and just,
I think sometimes though, I don't think like suicide necessarily has to be premeditated. I think sometimes it is, but I think sometimes it's just like a split decision, you know, like a spur of the moment decision, and especially I think, you know, when you add in alcohol and drugs into the mix, it just adds in so many variables. You know, reckless mindset. You know, you don't really know what you're doing. Like if you see his hotel room, it's a mess, and it's like you're smashed. Like impulsive, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? When you're you know, it's like really impulsive. So, but it's just such a shame because you think, you know, it would have been so easy, like. if they just like passed out and then just woke up the next one and were like,
Exactly.
oh man, I'm hanging, and then they just, you know, that'd
yeah,
been it.
it's
you
like,
know?
you kind of wish it happened so that they could then be like, okay, I'm not going to do that again, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the worst case scenario that did happen, and it's like, it's a shame, you know? But I suppose there's nothing else you can do at this
The
point.
music of these people lives on in all the fans.
Exactly.
That's what's important to remember.
He's literally forever young now. And he's
Forever
covered.
Young.
They covered that song
I want
Forever
to be
Young, and now everyone uses it
forever
for
young.
edits. So
I don't want to live forever.
yeah.
Forever.
So now Liam Payne is forever young
Forever.
and will be forever living through his best memories of One Direction, which he loved so much. So that would be great.
Darn.
Rest in peace.
Tootin', yeah, rest in peace, Liam Payne and Kurt Cobain.
Yes, and Kurt Cobain.
And anybody else as well that you can
Everyone.
think of. Just rest in peace, everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone that's ever died.
Everyone.
Yeah, apart from Hitler.
Yeah.
Just-
no, apart from the evil ones.
Draw the line at
We draw the line at anyone evil.
Yeah. Mussolini, Hitler,
Yeah.
Mao, Chairman
Yeah.
Mao.
Yeah.
You don't know who Chairman Mao is, do you?
Nope.
No. It's all right. I knew you wouldn't. But
I say yes though. I agree.
we'll look it up. We'll look it up another time. But yeah, we're going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening to another Pandora's Box. Do us a favour. Go and give us a follow, or, you know, like, subscribe, all that good stuff on all of our various platforms: Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It would mean a lot to us. We love you. And what was I going to say? I was going to end on something. Do you know what the worst thing about me is? Brain farts.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I've had that a lot today.
I just suddenly forget.
rambled
But,
so much today, I feel like. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we like doing that, don't we? But yeah, we've covered quite a plethora of subjects today, as per usual. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Gypsy Bride, Runaway Gypsy Bride, Peridot Greenleaf. We'll be back next week, I believe, with both Drew and Bullwinkle. So it'll be a full house.
Finally.
But yeah, until then, stay glorious. We love you. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.